Because I really do hope
Hello.
that you're ready.
Ready for what? What are we doing?
We're trying this again.
Oh, trying
Again,
what?
what do you mean?
Again.
Again.
Don't worry about it. I totally didn't forget to turn my mic on. Okay. So, hey, y'all. Uh, it's a little bit after week 2 of Naughty 3. We actually got more stuff uh, than we thought we had previously because we got a whole little Nintendo mini direct. So that was pretty cool. We'll save that till the end, though. First, how are you, gentlemen?
I'm
Am
doing.
doing fantastic, as well as tired as fuck.
Ugh. I mean, that's
I
fantastic.
finished my statement.
You finished your statement. That
Yes,
was your statement.
I'm doing.
Your one singular statement.
Yes, my one statement was that I am doing. I'm doing.
Okay, wait. Yes, I can
Wait,
confirm that we are live. Hallelujah. It is working out.
Awesome.
Oh baby.
I was in fact able to hear that we were live through your microphone. It's
Oh, did that
amazing.
come through? My bad. My bad. My bad. I'm just changing things on the fly. It's this thing is really starting to frustrate me. I love
Understand.
OBS. I love OBS so much, but between the sensitivity of my mic and OBS being finicky as all get out, I am having to fix so many things. Okay, I think that you guys ready to go to our first thing?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. So to start off, like top of the week, we had like Microsoft, right? That was like the first thing, or like the first very big thing. Actually, I want to say it's probably the biggest thing that was there, arguably. At the very least, that they're the only one of like the big three that showed up. And along with Microsoft came Bethesda, and with Bethesda came questions, and with questions came actual gameplay of this thing that won't show up. Okay, there it is. Starfield. Oh my god, they actually showed gameplay. I am
Well,
somewhat relieved.
before we get to that, let's talk about what all happened since last time we did one of these. Because we did
Ooh.
the first week, which went up to June 6th, between June 1st and June 6th, including the Pokemon trailer that came out a little bit before that. This one is actually taking the second week and also some smattering of things that happened after that. So, included in this are, in this order, and there are a lot, because the second week was packed for reasons beyond. There are too many shows. We'll talk about that in a second.
Gee,
Um,
it's almost like there was an E3 that didn't happen.
well, even for an E3, this is too many shows.
Okay.
Um, Summer Games Fest live event, Double Fines, Day of the Devs showcase, Devolver Digital Marketing Countdown to Marketing, Netflix Geeked Week, which did actually have video games at it this time, Epic Games Summer Showcase, Tribeca Games Spotlight, IGN Expo 2022, Freedom Games Showcase, Guerrilla Collective 3, Guerrilla Collective 3.5, Wholesome Direct, Future of Play Direct, Future Games Show, Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, PC Game Show, Capcom Showcase, and then Xbox had a second showcase on June 14th. Then after that, there were only two other ones, but that was the entire second week. There are too many shows. There are too many shows, too many indie showcases. We need less of them. I was bored. I'd never been bored by video game news before, I don't think.
I mean, I really can't blame you. There's like so many things just coming out all over the place
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. Because it's like, it really is just overstimulation. There's
Mm-hmm.
so many things to look at, so many things to like potentially bring you into buying it. There's so much.
I certainly sympathize. This is an issue of, a company might, uh, an indie game will probably reach out to an indie publisher or something like that, to get their game marketed, right?
Yeah.
And so they'll do everything they can. They'll get it in these showcases, or they might talk to the showcases directly, or maybe they network directly with these people. Either way, everyone's just trying to get their game out there. But the thing is, a lot of it's kind of shovelware. Unfortunately, not everything can be good. And even in the same showcase, they tended to show games that were, of the same genre together, and it really kind of pointed out that some of these are just not as good as other looking as other ones.
Yeah.
But like most of these were indie game focused, including the Netflix Geek Week one. Although that one's kind of a special case. The only ones that weren't really indie games focused were, I guess, the Summer Games Fest event, the I guess Epic Games Summer Showcase wasn't technically like that. Which one was it? Was it Tribeca Games? No, it was. I think it was the Future Game Show that kind of showed off some nicer games that day. That's what it was. Yeah, the Future Game Show had like a bunch of like AA style games. There was the Xbox showcase.
Oh, YouTube refused to loop for some reason. That's bizarre.
And then the PC Gaming Show.
Doop.
And then I guess Capcom. So most of them are indie shows, though. There's like 6, and then the rest are indie. Now, some of them are presented differently. I think Devolver kind of stands out. They almost always have really interesting games to show, and then the show itself is a lot of fun to watch. But most of the rest of these are just it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
And also, there were some games that showed up at almost all of them. Have you guys remembered Frog Gun?
Frog Gun?
Are we going to be talking about that today? I don't remember if we have a trailer for it pulled up.
No, it's not on the list.
Okay.
That's alright.
Frog Gun was at nearly every show. I think people are really expecting this to do well.
But are there frogs just everywhere? What was it that they were calling?
Like, oh, yeah.
Okay, there was the Wholesome Direct, but the Wholesome Direct was actually just the Frog Direct, because over half the games were frog-based.
Frog Direct, maybe.
Yeah, people say that, and then you go back and you look and you realize frogs are everywhere in these indie games for some reason. I mean, I get it, frogs are kind of cute, but...
Huh.
Also, they used cottagecore a lot. Every other game was cottagecore.
Cottagecore is a good aesthetic. And it's wholesome.
If you say so. I mean, it is wholesome, I suppose. Cottagecore is the aesthetic of living in a cute little hut in the woods and foraging.
No, I'm aware. Like, I'm
uses
just
a lot of mushrooms.
It marvels to me that, like, I've never heard this term before in my life, and yet I immediately understand what it means. Because, like, you just picture the aesthetic. It's almost like...
Yeah, it's like
fairy tale-y.
Yep. Hiker fashion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairy tale hiker. That's a good way to put it.
Fairy tale
hiker. Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have put up the trailer. Oh, whatever. It's background noise. Who cares?
So, we tried to record. Something went wrong, basically. So we're recording again later.
Horrible.
But because we waited so long, we actually have 2 new things that we're going to be talking about. It's the Square Enix Final Fantasy VII 25th Anniversary Celebration Micro Conference, and that's the title. And the Nintendo Partner Showcase that happened a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So those are things that we'll be able to... Actually, do we have anything specific that we pulled up for the Square Enix event?
I have.
Do you guys remember any?
Yes.
I have the whole event
so
pulled up.
You weren't here when me and Curry watched it, but there was a little bit of a fumble. Yeah, and also show us the trailers in full.
I was just wondering if we have anything specific to talk about it. I don't mean we have to show it right now.
Have to watch this. No, we got to show you right now.
Okay, so I wasn't able to actually like find the thing. However, The thing
Oh,
about
so they did take it down?
I think they did. It's either that or it just got buried. So we'll try to describe it. Basically, we made the horrendous decision, Carrot and I did, of watching the Final Fantasy VII show, whatever the title is, showcase event stream
So when they
on
announced it,
GameSpot.
was there something special that GameSpot did to it?
Special is a way to
yeah.
describe it. So you see what you're seeing right here, how you saw those words cross by? Imagine if two letters crossed by and then it froze for 5 seconds. That was the entire stream.
Yeah,
I
it was
heard-
so bad.
That's right. You guys were talking about it. I watched it in post, but I heard that in live it was quite a mess.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
terrible.
Near the end of it, there was some big reveal, and it was so bad that the entire trailer hard crashed, restarted, and then ended halfway through. And then the guy was like, "Thanks for watching. Bye."
Yeah, no, they just cut it. It's not even funny. So at one point, no, actually, I'm sorry. At two separate points, like they tried to reset it during like the opening titles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, they had to just full reset it after they made like a pretty big reveal. Like they just have like Cloud and Sephiroth walking around together, and all of a sudden the thing cuts and it restarts, and everyone in chat is just like subtly descending into madness because it's just. I
Yeah.
have never seen a stream bungled this badly before, and I forgot to turn my mic on last time. But God, it was really funny. Like in hindsight, I'm actually quite glad that we watched it because that is a memory I will keep forever. I'm just like, God,
Yeah.
that's funny. But just distracting from that for a little bit, like, man, this new Final Fantasy looks good.
It does look good. However,
one
me and
they showed
Dosha can't really see it.
Can you not?
Well, the one you showed in the trailer there wasn't the new one.
No, Integrate is the new one.
No.
I'm gonna
No, Integrate.
throw into
Integrate is the DLC for the first one. The second one they talk about after this. I think it's called Rebirth. Is it?
this is what we
no,
see.
Rebirth is the third
Curry.
one.
Okay.
Hold on. Where did you throw it?
It is in dot at the bottom.
No, it's Remake Integrate because it's part of Remake. It's a DLC for the first game. They talk about the second game. That's the next one. It's something.
That's what you guys are going to go off of, because if I stream the other thing, you guys will hear yourselves. That's the setup.
We could deafen the stream.
I mean, okay, if that's what you want to do. Hold on, everyone.
Yeah.
Real quick technical things in the background. Just go ahead and enjoy this lovely Final Fantasy commentator for a moment. Go ahead and deafen at your leisure. It should be up now.
It is good.
Okay. So let's skip a little bit through this. Basically, the half of the stream was basically like, hey guys, you like spending money? Look, we have a whole bunch of new stuff on the shop.
It was like the Sonic thing.
Yeah. So basically, this, if I'm understanding correctly, is this the MOBA? Or not MOBA. This is the... Oh God, what is it called?
The Battle
Thank you.
Royale.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
like the...
I heard it's not great.
It does not look great, frankly.
I think it's got some fun ideas in it, but I also really do not care about this type of game.
Like, when someone says to me Final Fantasy Battle Royale, my mind is ablaze with, like, this could be so many things. This legit looks like a very poor Fortnite mod.
It looks kind of
Yeah,
clunky.
it gets
It
worse
looks
because,
unpolished.
if I remember correctly, this is a mobile game only.
Yes. And it is the first soldier is what this is. For iOS
Yep.
and Android,
Yeah.
free with in-app purchases, baby. Season 3 underway. What is this next one? This next one, if memory serves, is a weird one.
They're
like,
re-releasing Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah.
the original game, as far as I can tell, but they're adding a bunch of new story content to it.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of what this is.
So like they've
Is
remade
Final
it.
Fantasy VII the new Skyrim?
I feel like
What
it
do you
is,
mean?
yes.
They've been re-releasing it on pretty much every console. When I played it on the PS3 because you could buy it on the PS3. You've been
Actually.
able to buy Final Fantasy VII on most consoles, I think, since at least the 7th generation consoles. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a 3DS version, honestly.
Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and take back what I said. No, it is not like Skyrim, because unlike Skyrim, it is not the exact same game re-released. They at least do like a fresh coat of paint every time, usually.
That's fair.
Like,
Yeah, these battle schemes look really good.
yeah, it looks nice. I'm not knocking it. Like, I know they're just kind of like doing
They
a
put new
better
costumes on the
chibi
characters.
version.
I kind of
But,
want
like,
to
good
play
lord.
this version because if the gameplay is more similar, but it's also got new story elements. I don't know. Or was it the
depends.
prequel? I don't know. I'm very unclear about what exactly. I know this one is not Dirge of Cerberus. What's it called? What's the one that released on the PSP? You guys,
Advent Children.
yeah. Wait, no, that's the movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the biggest miscommunication in my brain, because the first time I watched Advent Children, I'm not joking, it was on a movie ROM for the PSP.
Let's see. What is
Okay,
it called?
fair enough.
But
Oh my god.
they talk about that one also in
God.
here.
Just to distract for a second, do you guys remember when they did that? Like, they used to put, like,
Crisis
Pokemon
Core.
episodes,
That's
like,
what-
2 or 3 Pokemon episodes on a freaking Game Boy Advance
Okay,
cartridge.
sorry.
Okay,
Title there,
yeah,
no.
I remember seeing trailers that you could buy
Or-
like 3 episodes. I think it was like 2 episodes
Okay.
of Pokemon VHS for your
So
Game
I-
Boy.
Oh wait, no. The First Soldier is kind of a prequel, I think, but not
Yeah.
really. But it is, but isn't.
I
I'm
don't
so
know
confused.
what this is
Yeah, we
about.
get to this. A lot
This
of people
one-
were very excited about this.
Yes, it's a Crisis Core remake, which is a big deal because that game only ever came out on the PSP, and people, unless you were a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, this game wasn't very good.
Well, I mean, it
So-
looks like they've basically redid it in the same engine that they're doing Final Fantasy VII proper
But
in.
what is up with the numbers on the top left when he's in combat?
Oh, excuse
I
me, I
don't
didn't
know.
realize that.
I mean, don't
this
ask me. I've
picture
never played
turned
any
on.
of these remakes.
So let me see here. I will say, like, we don't have the sound turned on just for sake of not getting copyright stricken, but there was some weird voice acting in this one.
Was it? I thought it was fine.
I remember the end of it, there was like a character, and maybe this is like meant to be because it was how it was originally. I don't remember what the exact dialogue exchange was, but I just remember like looking at it like, yeah, this scene. I was like, what the fuck is this scene? Like this guy. You know what, I'm just gonna
Everyone
go ahead and
really
drop
likes
that.
him.
I'm just gonna go
Apparently.
ahead and drop it because like we can't have the sound anyway, so why complain about it? But yeah, like.
I don't remember any strange voice acting, but also I'm not bothered by dubs, so
Maybe it is a more personal thing. Hello, dragon.
that's Bahamut. That's Neo Bahamut.
Let's go.
Neo Bahamut. And
Yeah.
see... Hey, look, there's the lady whose spoiler dies. Yay. Except
thanks.
maybe not. I've heard strange rumors that they might try to take back Eris's death, which is not... I don't think they would do that, but...
I don't think they would, but they might try with the remake. I don't know. I've already heard people kind of unhappy with the changes to the story that were made in Final Fantasy VII Remake, so we will see how that pans out.
But there's Crisis Core. It's such a
Yep.
much better experience, actually, just watching this as, like, it was meant to be, rather than just not, like,
Yeah,
And then
this was the trailer that hard cut and had to restart.
3
So-
times, yeah.
this is the one where they talk about part 2 of the Final Fantasy
Yeah.
remake
Yeah.
saga. At the end of this, they also announced that there will be 3 of them rather than an indeterminate number, probably 3 of them.
I mean, fair enough. Everyone always assumed that it was 3. What? Wait, was the
Yeah, I
original
think
Final
everybody
Fantasy like
assumed it was
3 discs?
Yeah, it was 3 discs.
Yeah, I think that's what made everyone assume it. But
So,
yeah.
at this point, without talking too much about everything that happens, this point in the game is where it becomes open world, where you get access to the overworld map, you get access to the main 2 continents in the game. Well, I think mostly just the first one. You have to explore a little before you get access to the second one. But at this point in the game, all the Shinra stuff just kind of falls off, and you're just out exploring other parts of the world instead of Midgar.
I mean, it
So-
looks
That's going to
nice.
translate.
Is this classified under, like, let's say you're playing this on a PS5, would this be classified under a different game, or would you have your save file in the same way? Like, is this like how Rise and Sunbreak work, or is this a different game?
I
This is
don't know.
I don't know. This is probably almost certainly a different game. It may have something if you played the first one, but it's a sequel.
Like, I was thinking, like, if you have all your items stored up, will it cross over, but maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what would happen if somebody tried to load up this game without remake. Yeah, this is the sequel,
Rebirth. But
Integrate.
Yeah, you buy this game, sorry, you can't play it, you haven't beat the first one yet.
In $60 still. Is it 60?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think like
$69.99.
4 months, no, maybe a few more than 4 months ago. I can't remember exactly when, but they just gave everyone who had a PSN subscription the first one for free.
Oh.
Yeah, so like it's just there. I think they did it as kind of a publicity stunt to try and to get everyone hyped for that thing with a little ninja girl. What's her name?
Ninja Girl. Oh, you mean Yuffie?
Yeah, Yuffie. That's it. Because like they were doing
Like a
that
great side story.
Yeah, the side story. Because they released it to coincide with that, so I guess it was to tempt people. I really don't know if it was necessary or not, but I'm really happy that they did. Because like, I just have that now, so when I don't have a back catalog of like 9 different games to play, then I'll actually be able to play Final Fantasy proper. Well, I guess not proper. What I would really like to do is, since I have the really rare opportunity of having so little memory of like the fine points of the original Final Fantasy VII, what I want to do is play all of the new ones and then go back and play the old one. Or if the chibi version that they're remaking turns out to be a very dedicated remake of it, I'll just play that. But
Like
yeah.
a faithful, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried the original Final Fantasy VII, and I just cannot get used to the time-based, turn-based bullshit. It just felt so awkward and weird.
The combat feels really bad at the start, but at the end of the game, it actually feels really great because you can do. The game lets you do some really crazy stuff by the end of it. Stuff that other games would not let you do. It feels like cheating, some of the stuff that you're capable of by the end of the game.
I mean, that is pretty neat. I really like it when games just let you go all out once you finally hit that point. Like when you've hit level 100 and you're just like not giving a dang about anything anymore and you just have fun with it.
Yeah, your power increase doesn't
Yeah, one of
feel
these days,
linear. It feels exponential.
Yeah.
one of these days I'll go back to NEP and bring my characters to the max level of 9,999.
Oh boy. And then you can finally try to fight the ruby weapon.
Yeah.
Is it Final Fantasy 14? Oh yeah, I also have to. I keep forgetting that I actually still have to play Endwalker. Oh my god.
Are you gonna buy the dog, Nate? Damn it.
Yes, I'm gonna. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the dog.
Final Fantasy XIV recently released a dog. By the way, this has nothing to do with the not E3, but this
It's
was
not, but
released recently.
It has to
It's
do
important.
with Curry
It's
as a person, as a human. This is a picture of his soul.
I okay.
Oh, this is just somebody using it,
This is
receiving it.
not footage. Is there no trailer
Just
for it?
like, you have to type in trailer.
Yeah, they don't usually have trailers, do they?
I'll just pull up like the Mog Station real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, there it is, right at the top, right at the tippity tip.
Look at it!
Oh,
Look at it!
Yeah, see, there you go. Now you can full screen the video and stuff. It's a dog. You ride
Oh my
him.
god.
it is a dog. It is a
Okay.
sheep, and of course
Oh.
they're giving. Wait, they show a
wait.
Lalafell. Do they show any other races?
Whoop.
I
Okay,
think they
there.
did.
Now everyone can see it. I forgot to mention I turned the stream to the slate card. Okay, now everyone can enjoy the dog. Behold the sheep! You
Oh my god, it has a
The
bracelet.
sheep by the sheep
You can
somewhere
own the
waiting
sheep
for me.
for a cool $24 fucking dollars. You can own a
Ye-
sheep.
You
Honestly,
buy the
that's
sheep, I'll
underpriced.
buy a sub just so I can do Kugane Tower again, okay?
Oh my god. Look, okay, I don't mind paying for frivolous things if I like them. I'm probably going to buy this once I start playing Final Fantasy XIV again. I'm not gonna lie. It's so cute. I love this so much.
It is
Okay.
painful.
But anyway, we should probably actually get
Back
back
on track
track.
to Starfield.
Okay,
Right,
Starfield,
so
baby.
That was the Final Fantasy conference. I guess we're talking about the Xbox one, which
Yep.
this was the big headliner of. I remember Xbox bought Bethesda, so they're kind of the same thing now.
Yeah.
And so Starfield was shown off at the Xbox conference. Was there anything else worth talking about at Xbox? I don't remember anything else.
Can
Off the top
someone
of my
say cars?
Okay, so there wasn't. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, exactly. There was not a lot. There were a couple of cool things, but honestly,
Oh yeah, because Halo Flight Simulator crossover.
yeah. You can fly a Pelican in Flight Sim now, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind owning Flight Sim. It's just a really good turn your brain off kind of game, but at any rate,
I probably wouldn't want to unless I had, a full setup for it. At the very least, like an actual peripheral control setup for it.
yeah, but like, it's okay. But in the
I don't get the point
meantime,
of playing it without that.
if you want to fly, you can totally fly in Starfield. There's a lot of cool stuff they revealed with this, and a lot of stuff that makes me incredibly worried because I'm getting like opening day No Man's Sky vibes from what they said, and I really don't think they'll be able to fulfill the promise.
1,000
better.
is a lot less than trillions, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Even like 100 planets, right? Let's say there's 100 planets. Okay, for the sake of it, the huge announcement that they made for this, aside from gameplay, was they said there are 1,000 planets that are like you can land on it and you can explore it all around. Number one, I don't trust Bethesda to do that at all. I don't think they have the capability to make 1,000 planets like wholly like fleshed out and explorable. I think
Yeah, but I mean,
that
like,
yeah,
Starlink lets you do that, and they aren't. I mean, Starlink lets you do that.
Starlink lets you, but is Starlink Bethesda?
You're right. They would put more effort into it with Bethesda, which is why it's 1,000 instead of like 30.
I so doubt that. Okay, here's the thing, right? I don't doubt that this is probably going to be a fun game. It is Bethesda doing a single player, like first person game. It is bread and butter. Like honestly, of all the Bethesda games to come out in like the last decade, I would say that this has probably got the best chance of being a bang out success.
Mm. Although to
I
be fair, I didn't play I didn't play which one was it that people didn't like? The Fallout 4?
76.
No, I didn't play out Fallout 4, so I don't know how disappointed I'm supposed to be.
That is a very bad metric. If your metric is how disappointed do you need to be, then that's a bad metric.
Sorry, I was distracted for a second. What was that?
Okay, so basically, the thing that has me concerned, right? I don't doubt that, like, maybe a handful of these planets, let's say, like, there's 25 planets that have a really, like, big settlement, right? Like, there's a big settlement, there's a lot of, like, people to talk to and NPCs, and you can get quests and you can do whatever. Uh, I don't doubt that, like, maybe per planet there's, like, one thing to talk about. Why won't this loop? Oh, it does loop. It just takes a minute. But the point is, 1,000 is a lot, and that means there's just going to be a lot of open, empty space with not a lot to do. Because the main problem, actually, this is a
Maybe
shared
not.
problem between,
How
like,
many years ago did we find out that they were making Starfield? How long did they have to work on it?
like
It's been certainly at least 5 years, if not longer.
I don't think that's enough development time for something like this.
You don't?
No, like it strikes me. This strikes me as like this is a very ambitious game, and I have no doubt that they'll continue to add to it afterwards. So maybe the plan is to like leave a bunch of planets empty, and then they'll add things to it as they go. Maybe they'll add like little tiny dungeons onto maybe like one every 10th. But the thing is, I don't think that every single planet is going to have something to do on it, and I think that even fewer planets are going to be memorable. I think that even fewer still are going to be like legitimately important to the game. I just look at this and I'm like, this is a cool idea for a game, but with No Man's Sky, its biggest problem was it was a really cool looking thing, but there was just a whole lot of nothing to do originally, and then they kind of like fixed it and they made it much more like well thought out and developed it, and to this day they've continued to upload it or update it rather, and it's become a very very good game. With Fallout 76, the previous game that Bethesda released, admittedly Fallout 76 was not the same branch of Bethesda that's working on this, so maybe this is like their A team, but Fallout 76 had nothing to do in it because of one very big thing: there were no NPCs. And even though they've demonstrated in this game, hey, there's a lot of NPCs,
Mm-hmm.
is every single planet going to have an NPC? Is every single planet going to have a quest? Is every single thing going to do that? I don't think there is.
No, I think
That,
every single planet will have a quest or something to do. Kind of like how, Skyrim, you can walk. There's always going to be at least one thing that you can do within walking distance on your minimap. It'll say, hey, there's a cave over there, or something.
yeah,
That's probably going to be the case here. That's what I'm expecting. This isn't the same type of game that Fallout 76 is. It's not trying to do the same thing. It's trying to be a Fallout or an Elder Scrolls game.
yeah,
It's going to be different. The design philosophy is different. So unless that team, like there's no live service stuff in it. They've said pretty much.
yeah, thank God.
So if it fails, it's going to fail on the merits of being an open world Western RPG, not by trying to be Fallout 76. Not in the same way that something like that will, or No Man's Sky. It's not trying to be those.
Yeah, it's not trying to, but I'm getting the same vibes from it, is what I'm saying. Like, I really hope that I'm wrong and that they release it and it's totally fleshed out. That being said, I definitely will follow my rule on all Bethesda releases that I will have forever going forward, which is don't buy it the first week.
I mean, it depends on whether or not they're the fun kind of bugs or the you can get it over quick game kind of bugs.
It depends on whether or not it's the giant launching you into the sky, or the literal memory leak that bricks your console.
I mean, memory leak. You just gotta turn off the game every once in a while. Why do you think they tell you to take a break?
I mean,
To prevent memory leaks. Duh. It's cheaper than actually
to
fixing it.
prevent. Okay, perhaps we should move on from this. I think I will. I have talked a lot during this because I'm very opinionated on this. But is there anything else that you guys like to say about Starfield?
Carrot, what do you think about Starfield? Doesn't it
Nope,
look
I've
great?
said everything I wanted to say.
Very
You
good.
can customize the ship. It's dope.
Oh
but
yeah,
however-
yeah.
Yeah, you get a spaceship. You can travel in between places. In that regards, it is kind of similar to No Man's Sky because you can do dogfighting and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not
I
like the main
have
purpose of it. It's mostly just
zero interest in this game at all.
Shame.
So I got nothing.
But that's fine. Okay then. Let's go ahead
The fact
and
that the
move
ship
on.
is customizable is great, but all the ship parts look kind of too NASA-y for my taste.
I'm quite sure that they will release more silly things. They always do with these games, like as they go.
Okay, are we really going to talk about Monster Hunter? Wait, no, hold on. We're moving on to the Capcom from the Was that the only thing you talked about for Xbox?
These aren't in order. They're
Yeah.
just trailers.
Yeah, they're just trailers. I just put them in order of like these first few are just big ones that everyone will have something to say about, and then we'll move on to everyone's more like individual chosen ones.
Sunbreak has come out since this. Do
Yeah.
we really want to talk about it?
That's the thing, right? Like,
And also, I'm pretty sure Carrot hasn't seen the monster that's revealed in this one, right?
this is the question that I had. You know what? Here, how about that? We'll just mention it really quick. So, prior to, in our first attempt at doing this, we went over a new trailer for Rise Sunbreak. It was very big. It had a whole bunch of stuff into it. However, now the game is like out proper because they decided to release like two trailers. Like no, it's not even trailers. Two big announcements about the game within like 2 weeks, 3 weeks of its release. So yeah, it's out now. Honestly, I would just recommend anyone who hasn't gotten it, get it. It's super fun. We're really enjoying it.
Right now.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
off. Not the DLC, but the base game is half off right now.
Yeah, you can get it for a good deal. Okay, so I guess let's move on to Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, and to start off the Sonic Frontiers thing, I did want to mention it's mostly related. It was coincided with the Sonic Frontiers trailers that were coming out. Sonic has a new ambassador, and that is Inugami Korone, and she watched these. That's all I have to say. Okay.
Renee is the follow my dog girl. For those who don't know, VTuber.
This game worries me to no end.
IGN.
Yeah, it looks okay. So they made like the trees look good, the surroundings look good. It's just there's nothing in it. There's no monsters. There's no wildlife. There's Sonic, and there's
True,
a couple
though.
of floating pieces
Yeah.
of shit in the sky.
So this is
There are
Oh,
stuff
right.
It's just IGN's.
I don't know if you saw this, Curry, because this wasn't in a trailer. They talked about it afterwards. There's a fishing mini game, and your teacher, your sensei, is Big the Cat.
Excellent. Finally.
okay. The
Add
stream
laugh.
is over, everyone. Thank you. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it here. Okay, we're done. God, they actually brought Big back. I made that joke.
Well, he's already back.
I made that goddamn joke. I said, what if Big the Cat comes back and he's fucking fishing minigame?
Yeah, that's actually a real thing, though.
I hate everything so much. Okay. So,
I like
He
that.
is your fishing sensei.
God.
They were like, "What can we do? You know what would be cool is if we took, say, a Bass Pro Fishing and then we put it." Like,
Okay.
that was how it had gotten in there.
So, really quick, we will be talking about the Nintendo Direct towards the end of the video. Actually, I think it's the last thing we're going to be talking about. However, I shoved this up here because they showed a preview of it. This preview is so much better than IGN's. It's not even funny.
So we didn't mention it.
It's like...
I IGN did a gameplay preview that was like, I don't know, 10 minutes long,
Yeah.
and everyone's bashing it because whoever was recording it has never held a controller in their lives.
Yeah, like, admittedly, if you look here, it does still kind of look empty, but they show so many more, like, areas, they show more gameplay, it's not boring, look, there's enemies. Actually, really
Most
neatly designed
There are
enemies.
enemies.
I like these, like, angular
Yeah, I
kind of
like the design of
designs.
the enemies. Oh, and Sonic now has a counterattack.
Yes. For reasons. I
Like
really...
so I'll be getting a job soon, so if I have the extra money I might buy it, but I'm not sure yet. I'm so on the fence about it.
I
This
really...
trailer is least experienced Sonic fan, whereas the IGN stuff is most experienced game journalist playing a game.
Yeah, like, this... Like, to be fair, it does look much better
Godzilla.
presented like this. However,
Yeah.
I'm still just kind of like, God. I don't get me wrong. Every single time I see a game, I want it to be good. Like, I never want a game to be a bad game distinctly. If it
I
can be
don't
a
know.
good game,
I
I'm like,
feel like
I want it to be.
I feel like there have been games we have explicitly said we want it to be bad.
so here's what I want from there are two things that I want from this, genuinely. I
Not
want it
Sonic.
to either be a surprisingly good game, or I want it to be like Sonic 06 but worse.
Oh, you want it to be so bad it's good?
Yes, that is the only two hopes I have for this game. If it is mediocre, that is the worst thing it could possibly be.
Yeah, see that's the thing. The trailers that we have seen, it makes it look pretty mediocre.
Yeah,
Huh? Trailers look fine. Well,
I mean,
you
like-
mean the IGN one?
Like,
to be fair,
there's nothing. There's no. There's like a there. We've seen like a patch of monsters,
to be
but
fair,
where's
in
the patch of like wildlife in between that?
So in the Nintendo trailer that we're watching right now, they revealed actually that there are these like little mini hub worlds. Like basically, it's saying like, "Oh, enter the digital realm." So I guess Sonic's playing Digimon, but it actually looks way better than the overworld. Like this overworld, if you look right now,
Yeah,
it's just
because there's
wide open. Oh, hey, look, you came across this. There's
Yeah.
a tower in the distance. You go up this tower. Cool, you do all of that, and there's enemies and all that. Here, hold on. I'll just fast forward to it. Whoop. But you enter into these towers.
yeah, it's right
You
there.
digitize yourself, and look at this. This looks so much cooler.
Yeah, this is so lively that like it's because they haven't like this isn't open world. This is a linear experience, like a dungeon. The
Yeah.
dungeons in Sonic Frontiers look better than the open world, and that's not a good thing.
I just
Huh?
I
That's-
don't know what to think about
That's
it.
pretty normal for most games, including Sonic games, when they've
Well,
done this in the past.
So think of it this way. Like, I'm just thinking of a good example like Super Mario 64. Like, Super Mario 64, for those of you who haven't played it yet, basically you have a castle. It's a pretty tightly knit castle. There's rooms that you walk into, and then you hop into paintings to get to specific levels and get stars from those individual levels. Basically, it's that. However, instead of having this tight little castle hallway that you can just go through and basically get to every level that you want really quickly, instead of that, you have
Yeah,
this
they're
big
trying to
sprawling
the
open
Wild
world in
it.
between all of those. Yeah, basically, instead of a short walk through a castle, it's literally going through Breath of the Wild to get to these things. That's what I'm
And
getting from this.
Breath of the Wild felt alive, and what they've shown, it doesn't feel alive.
Yeah. I really hope that I'm wrong. I want it to be good, but every time I look at this, I'm just like, oh, God.
Yeah. I've never liked any of the Sonic games I've played, but I'm willing to give this one a chance.
I don't think you'll like it then. But- And, I suppose, because it looks like it's mostly just going to be a typical Sonic game, but it's going to have a larger adventure world than normal.
I will say, however, there is one more little thing I want to show off about Sonic Frontier. this boss, or what
Oh
I'm
my
assuming to
God.
be a boss, like this is
Oh
exactly
yeah, this
what
boss
I
fight is
wanted
so
to see.
cool.
Look at this. I love this idea. Out of all of the things we've seen for Sonic Frontiers, this easily looks the best. And I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
absolutely.
Like, I want this, but like 20 more times in this game. Like, that's what I want.
Like the combat looks so smooth and so satisfying in Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, but like, is this just going to be like this one really, really cool thing and then a bunch in between? I don't know. But at any rate, we should probably move on. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see when the game comes out.
Okay. So, I
We
went
already-
ahead.
Last week.
Let me see here. I went ahead and set up my few first because I'm selfish, I guess. But at any rate, let's go ahead and open this up. So this is from the Devolver Digital Showcase. This is Skate Story. This is really,
So beautiful.
really cool looking. Like,
Yeah, and the concept is so cool.
yeah, like, what is it? You are a demon made of glass and
You're a
pain.
demon made of glass.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. It's so cool. Like, I don't play skateboard games, but I want to play this. This looks cool.
What?
Leave
Are
it
you
to-
talking
Yeah,
about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater when you were a kid or anything?
No, not really. I wasn't really into sports games. Like, to me, it didn't make sense to play sports games and just instead of just like playing sports.
I guess I understand that on some level, but the fact that you call Tony Hawk's Pro Skater a sports game shows that you've never played it.
I mean, okay, fair enough. I never really got into skate culture at all. I never really liked skateboarding, in part because I sucked at it. I tried skateboarding and rollerblading and all that, but I couldn't friggin' do it. So yeah, I think I like this off of the aesthetic alone. The skateboarding is secondary, but I don't know. Wish list now, everyone.
It's pretty, I guess.
It is.
I don't.
yeah, it looks really pretty.
Oh lord, what do we have up next?
We already did that one. You just closed it earlier.
Hmm?
We did that last time.
Wait, we did the skate story one?
No, Kamizawa Way of the Thief. We already did that, and then you closed it, and then you opened Skate Story, and then you opened another Kamizawa Way of the Thief. We already talked about it.
In this?
No, in the previous one.
Oh, we already talked about that in the previous one. I could have sworn
Yeah.
that we didn't. Oh, okay. That's fine then.
We talked
Let-
about all 4 games from that showcase.
Okay then. Here, in that case, we'll just go on ahead to Phonopolis. I love this aesthetic so much. This aesthetic is neat and it's weird. I didn't realize this until we looked into it, but apparently this is yet another stop motion game. This is like the 3rd or 4th stop motion game that's come out in the last couple of years. It's kind of becoming a thing. But yeah,
Wasn't
Wasn't this the same company that made that golf game?
photographs.
I think so. I
I
don't
don't
remember.
think maybe they did that based off of stop motion, or that they animated it in a way that resembles stop motion.
It's,
But I don't think it's
No, it
actually
said it was
stop motion.
animated in stop motion.
yeah, just
Because
straight
none of these are
animated.
photographs. None of these are real things.
I mean, technically, you can do stop motion in a variety of ways, but I understand what you're saying. So maybe it is just mimicking the style of stop motion in like CG. But at any rate,
Yeah.
it looks good though. You can't deny that.
Visually, it's nice.
Yeah, and this is going to be like I believe it's a puzzle platformer or just a platformer, wherein you have to try and save the city from a tyrant that has taken it over.
Mhm.
It just looks neat. I liked it a lot, so I wanted to put that on there. I'm a sucker for good aesthetics.
Monopolis.
Phonopolis. Let me see here.
Yeah, okay, it says right here that explore a handcrafted 3D world made of corrugated fiberboard. And where was traditional 12 FPS stop motion animation reminiscent of classic animated films.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Okay, so it's a form of, but it's not like using pictures. It's doing it digitally. Okay.
That's pretty neat. But at any rate, next up, we have one that I think the previous time we forgot to mention was, wait, just to make sure I'm not crazy. The Invincible was this period, right? It wasn't week 1.
I don't remember what the Invincible is at all,
We'll
actually.
figure it out because I don't think we talked about it either way. So we will go ahead and take a quick little look.
Starward Industries presents.
This is that
Okay.
one where it's like Firewatch but in space.
Oh, yeah. I think this was at the Xbox showcase.
I believe so. If it wasn't, our apologies, but it was. I'm pretty sure it was in week 2. You know, I was really like kind of just on this game when it first like showed up. And then the more I saw it, the more I thought about it, I was like, wow, I really kind of like this idea. Like, this is neat. Because I kind of want space games to start being more than just like a generic bunch of space games. I want them to be like different and open and have way more like whatever. I guess that I'm just like in a rut because I've seen so many games that look similar lately, but this one just reminds me.
This is a different trailer than the one that was at the show, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is a new trailer. But it's basically, well, like I described, it is Firewatch in space, and it's really just a cool concept. But yeah, that's about what I have to say about it. I just like the idea of it. Firewatch in space is really all you need to sell me on it, and it just looks so aesthetic.
Firewatch was a really good game.
Find yourself on Regis3, invinciblethegame.com. But yeah,
it looks really cool. In the trailer we saw, they followed basically an antimatter device, and there weren't any other people in it really. It was just kind of a. I'll be right back. By the way.
Oh. All right.
Wrong Invincible.
Okay, so yeah, I just was like, whatever, it's fine. So this one, I think I'm going to cheat a little bit because I think this was in week 1, but we didn't talk about it. I really want to mention this game, though, because it's so neat. I like it quite a bit. It's called Shim, and basically it is a...
Oh, yeah, the one where you can move through shadows.
Yeah, I loved this one so much when I saw it. I was like, yes, exactly this.
Yeah, this is really neat.
I loved the idea of it immediately, and then I think I completely forgot to wishlist it, and while I was looking through, like, a list of things that other people had wishlisted, this was on, like, everyone's, and I was like, oh, yeah. But, yeah, I love this idea. I love this unique kind of, like, alter-dimensional kind of thinking. It's really just fun looking. But at any rate, there's really nothing more to say about it. The trailer speaks for itself. The idea of the game is so self-evident. Oh my goodness. And this one, however, is maybe a little bit weirder. Like, I've seen so much discourse around this game and that people just don't really understand what it is going to be. Because, like, clearly it's like a platformer. Like a platformer and a stealth game. But you play as a cat. It's so cute. So cute. Look at the boy. But this is like a PS5, like, one of the new exclusives for the PS5. And it's important to note that you can knock stuff over. You can be the asshole cat if you so desire. But...
Man, that is a true fact.
It is very cute. So, I just kind of liked the idea of this game from the moment I saw it. Because, like, This reminded me of a couple of games that I've played in the past. I can't remember. Like, it reminded me of Journey a little bit for some reason, like when those things were like searchlighting for you. It also reminded me of, oh god, the name is escaping me. What is that game? It's one of the few stealth games I've ever played and liked. Whatever. It's a very neat idea for a game, but we'll have to see, like, what all it actually becomes, because I don't really understand what the plot of it is other than you are Cat jumping around doing things in a post-apocalyptic world. Like, that is what we know so far.
Yep.
But, you know, I think it looks pretty neat, so I'll give it a shot. That and, like, I really feel like the PS5 needs to justify itself with more exclusive titles before I actually convince myself to buy it. Because originally I was just going to buy it for, like, the visual upgrade, and the more I thought about it, I was like, that's stupid. Why would I do that? Oh my goodness. But, moving swiftly on, I suppose. This one is Railbound. This is a really cutesy puzzle game, but it looks like it could actually be very challenging. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. Oh. Go on, Ed. Sorry I interrupted you. What?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah. This doesn't look like my kind of game at all. I don't have enough brain juice for it.
But it's so cute, though. Look, you get to.
I'll give you that. The aesthetic is cute, but no, I would not buy this.
God. When I was like a little kid, I loved trains. Trains were my jam. It was trains and sharks. God,
I know somebody who is 50 years old, and that's their big hobby is trains.
It doesn't surprise me. There's something like weirdly romanticized, I guess is the best word to explain it about trains. I don't know what it is.
Romanticized train.
No, not romanticized in the way that you're thinking of it. It means, like, basically, there's, like, this feeling about, like, a special feeling that you get from, like, traveling by train as opposed to traveling by, like, car or by plane, you know, that kind of thing. It's this kind of, like, maybe romanticize isn't the right word, but it's like people like trains. People like traveling by trains. There's just a special aesthetic and a feel that people get for it. And this is just mixing that kind of thing with a puzzle, like with a puzzle game. So I think that this works out fine. I think it's just going to be a fun game. What else do we got here? Someone at my door is what we got here. However, we must keep the stream going. Okay. This one... Oh, do you like Guilty Gear?
Yeah, so when all three of us were watching this, we were all saying, wait, is this just Guilty Gear, but again? And we all thought it was just Guilty Gear, like some DLC. And then it said, yeah, no, this is DNF, whatever that is.
Yeah, this is just so dangerously close to being, like, a ripoff of Guilty Gear. And not to, like, dunk on the people who made this at all. Like, they did a really good job, because Guilty Gear...
They did a great job, but it's so heavily inspired by Guilty Gear, it hurts.
Yeah. Like, it looks good. The gameplay looks good. The animations look really good. It's very... Oh, is this a review? Oh, that's fine. I thought I pulled up the trailer, but that's fine.
Oh.
So, the whole thing just is very bizarre, because it almost suffers just from comparison. Because Guilty Gear is beloved for a lot of reasons. It's a really good game. It has really good characters. People love the story. This just looks like someone tried to make a spiritual successor to Guilty Gear while Guilty Gear is still very much alive. That's the feeling I get from this game. And
again, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Like, to be compared to Guilty Gear so directly, I suppose, is not like an insult because it just looks amazing, but Lord. I feel like I just got got by this. I was so sure this was Guilty Gear that it kind of disappointed me when it wasn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
dear.
fair.
Okay. Well, Dosha is still not back, unfortunately. So, shall we go over some of like the smaller things that we didn't pull anything up for while he is
Oh,
gone?
right, yeah, let me pull that up really quick. So there were a couple things that we didn't really want to pull up the trailers for, but we did want to mention. We kind of mentioned it in passing, but Microsoft Flight Simulator did a crossover with Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
You can fly a pelican in space, and I think that's awesome.
For those of you who
There's
don't know
this
what a
new
pelican
game.
is,
Oh, right, yeah,
so
yeah. You got it.
a pelican is this kind of like really militarized take on a spaceship. It's kind of hard to explain. So it has like a main cabin body with kind of like
You could pull up a picture of it.
I suppose I can just do that. That would be easier. Hold on a minute. Halo Pelican. And there's a couple of different versions of it, but I think this is the one that people are most familiar with. So, basically, you have a main cabin for a body, then on like both sides of it and in the rear, you have two kind of like articulating jet thrusters. So, like, the wings can tip up or tip back. And it's this kind of like weird little design because you have articulating rear thrusters as well. So it moves around in a way that not a lot of ships traditionally do in media. It's also heavily outfitted with weapons most of the time. But apparently, yeah, Flight Sim is just like, yeah, would you like to fly a pelican? And now you may fly a pelican. It's actually quite cool. I don't know if it's enough to sell me on getting it specifically, but it might be enough to, like, at least give it a shot. Like, maybe an excuse to buy.
Yeah.
It is not a bad one.
I follow someone on YouTube who takes Microsoft Flight Sim way too seriously, and it's the best content. So I hope he tries to take the Halo content super seriously too.
Oh god, is it that guy who's like, what is his name? He's like an actual air traffic control.
Yeah, he's an actual ATC.
Yeah, like that. It's so funny. Oh, man. But yeah.
So the next one, while we're still waiting for Dosha, there was a game that I think the game looks pretty okay. It's not my genre, but I love the name. Spirit Swap. Lo-fi beats to match 3-2.
I forgot about that one. That's the...
Oh, God.
Talk about
It's
small
just a match 3 game, but with lo-fi music.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, I don't even feel like I need to pull up a trailer for it. I'm just like, oof, that's what it be. Oh my goodness. What else we got? We gotta stall. We gotta stall for time.
Is for Xbox Game Pass. If you're a fan of Riot Games in general, if you buy Xbox Game Pass, you get the following: every single champion in League, every single agent in Valorant, the new expansion in Legends of Runeterra, a bunch of stuff in TFT. You get all of that just for buying Xbox Game Pass.
I just realized we missed something.
Yeah, if you want to, definitely.
I still can't believe that they just said, like, yeah, hey, you just get everything for League. Well, except for the costumes, I suppose. But, like, just every champion is crazy as shit. Because, like, I played League one time, and I was like, yeah, no, this is not for me. And I had a set of roommates a long time ago who were really into Dota, and they tried to get me into that, and I just don't think I like the genre at all. But that actually reminded me because our friend Link is into a few things, and one of them is League. And the other, I'm actually very glad I reminded myself, because this is actually kind of a big deal, is Silk Song.
Kind of a big deal. This thing was like talked about like 5 years ago or something.
Yeah, like,
It's been in
it's still
development.
there.
Like I don't know. I don't know if development hell is the right thing, but it's been in development for so long. Everyone's been just clamoring for a trailer. When my friend Connor woke up, he messaged me back saying, "I just got 15 messages on Discord. I am not going to say anything until I watch it. I'm going to hold my uh, hold my enthusiasm because I don't fucking believe it."
Oh
Because
my
who
God.
expects? Not only was this Silk Song, it was Silk Song at the Xbox showcase.
Yeah, like,
Mhm.
I don't think anyone actually expected that to show up there. But, excuse me.
Nobody.
But, my goodness, it looks amazing. Like, just looking at the quality of this nonsense, it looks really, really lovely. There is one other kicker, though. It still doesn't have a release date.
Well,
Womp.
kind of.
like-
Everything
yeah.
in the entire Xbox game showcase was announced to be at the very latest at the end of the year, in
Yeah.
1 year. So at the longest, it will release December 25th, 2023.
I'm just
Or
saying,
not
December
like,
25th. You know what I mean? It'll release at December 31st.
Presumably. What was
December
the tentative release date?
2020 at 11:59 p.m.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There was like some absurd release date. Wasn't it like like December 2028 or something was when a leaked release date came out for it? I don't know. It was some absurd thing.
I'm
like
not
that.
sure.
But at any rate, I'm happy to see that it's here, at least. A lot of people are ecstatic. And at this point, I feel like it will always just have that, like, kind of endearing joke of when the hell is it coming out? I can just feel the tears of every Hollow Knight fan. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so now that Dosh is back, we can actually start talking about his stuff really quick. Oh wait, actually before that, I almost forgot. There was something that we wanted to bring up regarding the Future Game Show.
No, not the Future Game Show. The Future of Gaming
Future
Direct.
of Gaming Show. Okay, actually,
Sorry,
there's yet another thing to talk about. Why are there... Why? Why did... What? So there's Future of Gaming and the Future Game Show. It is so confusing. I hate
This
it.
is a show, Future Play Direct, presented by Glitch. Glitch is a sort of one of these. They're not really
Oh.
an indie
Wait, hold up.
publisher.
Oh, there
They're
it
more
goes, there
like
it
a
goes.
marketing team
Oh,
for
my
indie
goodness.
titles.
But yeah, it's like...
And this year, they've done this apparently previous years, but I'm not too familiar with them. This year they hosted it with VTubers.
Yeah. I actually know this one that's on screen from the Weary 101. Very cute model. It's very well designed. I like it a lot. But the one
Yeah.
in the bottom right
Yeah.
is the host. Am I correct?
Yeah, I forgot what her name is. She's in a spaceship.
Yeah. So
She's like tall.
it was very kind of odd. Didn't VTubing just start like 2 years ago?
If Tom
Well,
was
no. Okay, so let me just very, very briefly. So the first VTuber started like 6 years ago, but it didn't blow up until like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
at least
'Cause,
in
like,
the US, yeah.
Kazuna Ai and one other were the first ones, but like
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Kizuna Ai.
Kazuna
I
Ai.
don't know. Kizuna Ai desu?
Yeah.
But at any rate, it's just interesting to see how quickly everything's shown up, and yeah, now we just have host with it. Frankly, I see no downside to this. As long as the model is good, then
Yeah, this is
yeah.
As long as the model is good, as long as the actor is good. Honestly, this is what they should do for the Genshin stuff. Oh, don't forget we have a Genshin thing tomorrow, boys.
Yeah, we do. We have the Genshin 2.8 special program where they probably talk about Sumeru.
It'll be
Oh,
7
my
in the
goodness.
morning.
Oh my god, I don't want to do it. I'm just gonna watch it when I get up. It's so much.
I'm going to watch it when I get up, and I'm going to watch it live. That's my goal.
Alright, well, good luck
Go to
with
sleep
that.
at 9, then I can do it.
Anyway, on to Dosha stuff, and
Yeah.
start with this.
How would you like to tell us about this there, Diodosha?
So, historically, I've been known to not like roguelikes. I think that there's a, by adding roguelike elements to your game, you can kind of, devalue your game to some degree. But I'll make an exception here because this game genre is almost never used. This is a on rails space shooter. The last game we got in this genre was, what was it? It was the last Star Fox game on the Wii U. So
Technically, yeah.
I'll make an exception here. All right, I'll play this. I'll
I
play
mean-
the heck out of it. I love this style of game.
I really,
Oh, I guess it was Sin and Punishment re-released on the Switch.
I mean, I guess, but that's not
Six-
really like a new game. This is like a newly developed game.
Brand new game.
What is with you
I
two
figured
canceling my loops? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. It is a roguelike, procedural generated. You fly through these canyons, shoot enemies. You can customize your ship as you play. Like, you'll see that they're using all kinds of different weapons in there. It looks fun. It
Yeah,
looks like a fun time.
it looks neat. I rarely I played Star Fox when I was younger, but I never really picked up well, I mean, the previous Star Fox game was an absolute unmitigated disaster, apparently. Like, I heard nothing but bad things about it, except for, like, one level, I believe. But this looks really cute. I like the aesthetic. I like all of that. So, if the gameplay is good, fantastic. Fantastic. Oh,
That's all that's important.
let's see here. What is this next one we have up here is No Place for Bravery, a bloody as hell pixel art game.
It's very good looking pixel art, but on top of that, yeah, it's
I think yeah, the pixel art looks great except for the faces.
understandable. It's just the style. They're not very large faces. But anyway, so the main thing that made me want to do this one was not so much the fact that the pixel art is great, because there's been a lot of those. It's the fact that you find a baby inside of somebody, and then you're like, my baby.
You found your stomach baby. You found the stomach baby of your enemy, and then you just like, you're mine now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bizarre. Thinking about it, like, there's a lot of games coming out recently. Well, maybe not a lot, but I'm starting to notice a couple of them that are like maybe taking inspiration from God of War and the father-son kind of adventure thing, and just mixing that with horrendous amounts of blood. Please tell me the loop is working on this one. Okay, but yeah, like this, it looks fun. It's a pixel game. I'm always a fan of a good pixel art game. I love sprite work.
I don't think Sprite works enough anymore. I think it needs a little more than that. But the gameplay here looks really solid. And on top of the phenomenal sprite work, you got some interesting, apparently, story elements going on. So,
But yeah,
you don't usually see pixel art games that are this violent.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to like actually convey like very distinct like viscera kind of thing in pixel art because there's just a lot of detail. But
That one lady that got cleaved, you could see her spine and her rib cage.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it's violent.
oh my god. But video games don't make you violent. Remember that, kids. At any rate, What is this next one?
It's like-
Sacrifier.
Yeah, so Sacrifier is not important so much for the gameplay. I think it's got some interesting ideas here, and I'll probably play it, but that's not really what I talk about. What I want to talk about with this game is more about the influence that Octopath Traveler has had on the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really clearly inspired by that, although they fixed the bloom.
They did. I've thought about it since we last talked about it. Originally, I was like, I don't really mind the bloom so much, but I am now kind of way more on the team of like, I wish that there was just a way to turn it off or turn it down.
I don't want it off. I just want it turned down. There's too much bloom in Octopath Traveler. Luckily, the game got kind of boring. It becomes very grindy after a little while, so I stopped playing it. But this game is an action combat game, so the style is different. Looks like it's more story focused.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot of fun, but the main thing to talk about is just this general art style that's been going around. There was this. There was a game that was shown off at what was it, like 2018 or 2019 E3, where it was like a story-based game. It's not out yet, but it kind of had that similar vibe too.
Yeah.
I think it was at the Xbox showcase. It was I wish I remembered what it was called.
I think I know
I
what
don't
you're
know.
talking about. There might have actually been 2 additional ones now that I'm thinking of it, because there were quite a few pixel art games just throughout these showcases.
Yeah, it was like a noir game, and it didn't show up this year, so that's a little concerning. It might have come out and I just didn't notice. Anyway,
Well, actually, I think this one might be the one that you're talking about. Was it Altrium Shift?
no, not at all. This isn't even close.
No, it's kind of close.
You think that this did I said Cyberpunk, right? Cyberpunk Noir. This is neither
Oh, I didn't
Cyberpunk
hear
Noir.
Cyberpunk Noir, excuse me. But it has like a more of that. It also kind of vaguely reminds me of Octopath Traveler because it has like the 3D environment with the 2D sprite work.
That's kind of. I mean, this one's not trying to be Octopath Traveler. This one is very obviously trying to be Final Fantasy 1 through 6. So that's what it's going for. It's not. This is 2D on 2D. Not quite the same thing.
No, if you look at the grass, that's 3D, yeah? The grass and the trees, they're all like 3D.
I don't think
They're
are,
kind of like
no.
pseudo 2D. Because like if you look there's a 3D.
No, they're sprites and they made them wibble. They're not 3D.
Wibble. But
That tree might be 3D. I'd have to look at it closer. What's interesting about this game, though, is that it's made by Gravity Corp, which I didn't even realize made games other than Ragnarok Online. But it turns out that specifically the Japanese branch of Gravity Corp, due to certain laws in Japan, you have to open a new company, a Japanese-owned company, in order to do things in Japan.
My apologies, everyone. I forgot to hit the transition button. But yeah, this is the one that we have been talking about.
The Japanese company for Gravity has been also on the side doing indie publishing. And this is one of their games. They have like 7 or 8 games. They showed off like 4 or 5 this year. So, yeah, that was a big surprise to me. That was the main thing that made me more interested in it. The game looks fine as is, but I want to know more about the stuff that Gravity's been putting out. Because it feels like other versions of Gravity are just kind of relying on the Ragnarok name. This one's actually trying to do new stuff, which is interesting to me.
Would you say that this is more reliant on like the brand than the actual gameplay for you then, or do you think the gameplay is also like worth?
I mean, the gameplay is probably fine. I'd probably play it and enjoy it, but yeah, the fact that I don't usually buy things based off of a company, but I just want to know more about what this game has to offer if it's being published by Gravity. Yeah, I just want to dip my toes in and see what gravity is producing these days.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. What do we have now? We have Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga.
This was shown off in one of the most boring showcases I've seen, but it's got a really fantastic battle system.
What was
I forget
this?
which.
Guerrilla Collective, maybe?
No, it wasn't Guerrilla Collective. It was a different one. Guerrilla was fine. It was just constant games, no matter what you think about. Like they had very little discussion in the Guerrilla Collective one. At least it was constantly gameplay. The one I'm talking about was like, hey, we're gonna talk to the dev. We're gonna interview the devs about this game.
Oh wait, I remember. I can't remember what the showcase
Anyway.
was called, but yeah.
This game has come out since this reveal, I believe, but gosh, it's got this. It's a tactics game, turn-based tactics, which have been pretty popular lately, honestly. But what's interesting about this one is instead of having a, like in Advanced War, where it's set to be a specific unit type. So, like for example, you have an archer representing, and then it's like you have maybe a dozen archers in the cutscene. This one lets you do mixed unit tactics. So you can take a unit, you can modify the units in it. Like towards the beginning, we saw one with a giantess, some soldiers in it, or a couple of archers,
a mixture of elements.
And that just adds a whole new layer of tactical information to a game that is already a tactics game. We have to care about that stuff. It just adds another layer of something you have to care about. It makes it a lot. It adds a depth to the game that it didn't have before. To this genre.
I mean,
for at least these kind of ones. So. Also, the order that you place them in determines the order they attack in, and you still have units that are weak or strong to other units of a certain type.
I mean, this kind of looks like Fire Emblem to me, kind of. But then again, I guess... I don't know.
It looks
I have
like
a very
Fire
limited
Emblem
scope.
So far as it is a tactics game. That is about where it stops.
Let's see here. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really have much to say about this one. I don't play many tactics games, but it looks at least nice. I like that the characters can kind of upgrade visually. A lot of things just don't do that. Like, you'll just get things. Like, look at this gentleman, Paul Hamilton. He's amazingly upgraded. Or sorry,
what
Paul
the heck
Hamilton.
are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I forgot that in the middle of this trailer there is, I believe he is the developer?
Mm-hmm.
The lead designer, yes. Phil Hamilton. Oh, sorry, if I said Paul, I'm sorry. I think I might have said Paul. Phil Hamilton. I just forgot to zip back to the gameplay rather than have him silently talking.
You know, it's a shame that lead designer doesn't really give us any idea of what he actually does.
Yeah, that's really true. I don't know. But at any rate, it looks like a cute game. There's a lot of different classes to choose from. They're upgradable. Sprite work is lovely. Yeah, it just looks like a nice game. Oh, Lord. And now this one is kind of big.
So, well, the thing is, it's actually not, because...
Is it not?
So, Dragon's Dogma is having its 10th anniversary, I think is what it said. And, boy, you know, Dragon's Dogma, that is a cult classic. And I saw this trailer, and I didn't read any of it. And I just assumed that this meant that they were doing a re-release of Dragon's Dogma, which is kind of a big deal. These games don't get re-released, really. There's a Steam version, I guess, so that's fine, but I don't think they've released them since then. They haven't made any new games for them. I guess they made a Netflix show, but
yeah,
I haven't seen that or heard anybody talk about it. Have you?
I've heard that it is... I've heard mixed things about it. Like, I'm sure that it's fine. Like, a lot of times people just complain about, like, shows to complain about them, especially when they're big fans of like, a specific thing. But I have not seen it, so I probably couldn't tell you. Like, it's Dragon's Dogma. I know of Dragon's Dogma. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, this was the Dark Souls before Dark Souls.
I just really want to go back and say, like,
Why is
out
he
of the
wearing
entire
a
trailer.
baseball uniform?
Yeah, I was about to say, out of the entire trailer, this man's baseball uniform is the thing that I respect the most. Like, I
think it's
like that.
It has to do with it being a 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
That's my guess. It's like a jersey thing. Well, it's quite an outfit. It's got a hood on it. It's buttoned up in the front. The sleeves are a completely different style. He's wearing a shirt underneath it. Oh, wait, is the hoodie underneath the shirt? Maybe that's what it is.
Let me look.
What's interesting about this trailer is that it is not an announcement of a re-release or an announcement of a new game. It is an announcement of an announcement.
There we go. Okay, I got it paused.
Some things that they were going to talk about between the 16th and 17th. I haven't heard anything about anything that came out of it, so I don't think anything came out of it. It was just people being like, "Yay, Dragon's Dogma!"
So it's
and probably being upset that there's nothing new coming out for it.
You know, we'll get to this, but there's another brand that was like, "Guys, we're celebrating a huge milestone," and then did absolutely nothing with it, and then randomly, like 2 years after the fact, it's like, "Oh, here we go." But we'll get to that later. Seriously though, like, I think you are correct. I think that is a hoodie underneath the baseball jersey or uniform, whatever the hell you call that. But I'm just like, yeah, unless that's all like conjoined into one. I have noticed that a lot of places are just like making like hoodie shirts now.
What's strange is that it's buttoned up in the front. These shirts usually aren't buttoned up.
I have no idea.
They're usually,
I
don't know.
Idea. We'll change our goal in life to critiquing other people's clothing. That'll work. Also, Carrot, you got back just in time for your starting things. So let's go ahead and
I've been here the whole time. I just have had nothing to say.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, now for Eternite. So
I honestly thought that you had gone to get a drink or something.
Nope. Okay, so when this trailer was shown, I was actually about to buy a PS5 or PS4 just for it. This is a what do you call it? A Venn diagram of my interest that just is a circle. So not only do you have anime aesthetics, you got sick combat, which is just all like spectacle fighter, beat 'em up, hack and slash, whatever you want to fucking call it. It looks fucking sick as hell. You've got cute, very cute, but most importantly, what sets this apart from all the other games that are all of that? Well, it's very simple. This is also a dating simulator, and there's a line in the trailer that says press R2 to hold hands, and I just can never get over how amazing that is.
R2 to hold hands. Like, this really is just a combination of two things that usually don't get combined. It's just a hack and slash dating sim.
There are like 3 games that I'm going to be buying day one, and this is one of them.
I mean, it looks cool.
How you consider action RPGs versus hack and slash. Depends where you draw the line there. But yeah.
I suppose that's fair, but combined with dating,
it's certainly not very often that we get one that's high profile released like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, I never finished my thought. The reason that I was going to buy a PS4 or something is because right there it only said PS4, PS5. I found out it was coming to the PC. Okay, that's all.
Yeah. This was during the PlayStation showcase. I don't remember when that happened.
So I don't really have too much to say about this. Dosha might, but a new Minecraft game in a genre that, according to Dosha, is very, like, dry. There's nothing there.
What the hell this is?
This is I don't know if it's really fair to call it. It's definitely a subgenre. So you have strategy games as like an umbrella thing, right? In the same way that you have like shooters and RPGs, right?
Yeah.
So there's strategy, and then in strategy you have tactics, right? And then under tactics, tactics being more focused on the fighty part rather than the resource building part, and then counter tactics, you have real time tactics, which is not very common. You have stuff like Command and Conquer or Total War franchise is kind of a tactics game, real time tactics, and then inside of that you have this subgenre where it's like a subgenre where you're controlling a character and commanding other troops inside of that, and that's what this game is. It's Battalion Wars from the GameCube. It's that's the only one I can think of that does this type of thing. So, what seems to be is that piglins are invading from the Nether, and you have to fight them off by building forts and recruiting mobs to help you fight. But you're controlling a character the whole time, so it's interesting because of the way that they're going about trying to do a game like this, which is just that sort of style, I guess, that genre style that's basically dead, to my understanding.
I mean, if anyone can probably pull it off, it's Mojang, just because, like, just even thinking, like logistically or statistically, if you throw Minecraft onto something, then people are much more likely to take to it. Like, they tried Minecraft Dungeons. I'm pretty sure it had okay success. I have no idea what it actually did, if it did big number, small number, mid number, whatever. But point is, Minecraft can basically try whatever the hell it wants at this point, and if it can revitalize a genre, or at least make a decent new addition to it, I'd classify that as a win.
Hmm.
So, like...
Well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens with the game. I don't know. It'll probably... My understanding of what they did with Minecraft Dungeons make me think that this game is going to be relatively easy, somewhat simple, but it'll probably at least be fun, and it'll be polished enough.
Yeah.
So, I expect it'll probably be a fun game, maybe somewhat easy. I'll try it.
I would try it if I went to someone's house and they were playing it. I don't think I would buy this myself.
Yeah, that is actually the best way to put it. I'm never gonna play it. I'm not gonna go out of my way to play it.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I wouldn't expect most would, unless you're like unless you're young or a big fan of Minecraft, I guess. If you're a big fan of Minecraft, why would you play this game?
No idea.
I don't know. That's the confusing part.
But
anyway,
moving swiftly on, Tim wants to talk about, Carrot wants to talk about this.
Right. So, you want to fast forward the trailer just to like 45 seconds in. So, right before we started recording, apparently I am now officially in the closed beta for this game. So, that's exciting. This game looked so fucking good. This is essentially, like we talked about the other one, another hack and slash, whatever. But the aesthetic is so pretty. You get to play as this girl and the ghost that's behind her. I don't know exactly how. I'll find out when we're done streaming so I can play the beta, but it just looks so up my alley. I am so excited to play this.
Well, I'm glad that you're hyped up. I kind of like the aesthetic of it. It looks neat. I like the design of her armor especially, and the ghost thing is rather cool. But I have no idea what this game is about. It kind of reminds me of Darksiders a little bit. It's like Darksiders was this game that was just like, it kind of lived and died based on a premise of like, this is a cool looking throw sword at giant's eye kind of game. As
earlier you were saying that it's got an influence from not
Yeah,
guts. What's the name of
influence
the
from
card?
Berserk and an influence from something else. Let me pull up the thing I saw
The
in my
Berserk influence is
email.
pretty
Uh,
clear in the character design. She looks like a
Yeah.
guts butt M.
She even has the sword. Like,
yeah.
the sword looks really similar to Guts' sword. Or wait, maybe I'm misremembering
When I
that.
saw the sword, I thought, what's the name of the guy? Cloud Strife.
Yeah. I might be misremembering that in my head, but it does look like it's a Buster sword. That's what it is. Buster
Yeah, it's a
sword.
Buster sword, absolutely through and through. Um, I don't know where the wait, is it right here? Okay, well I'm not sure where I saw it, but it said it was heavily inspired by Berserk and something else.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, this next one is just
Oh.
Rhythm Heaven, but
Hold up.
it's pastel, and that's all you need to know because it's cute. It's a nice
There
nice
we go.
rhythm game, which I'm starting to like a lot more. I might actually go back and play Rhythm Heaven. But yeah,
Like,
It's this was shown off probably during the Wholesome Games Direct.
some
yeah.
Every year, Wholesome Games Direct comes out, and I'm like, or before it comes out, I'm like, good, it'll be nice to have some nice wholesome games. And then it comes out, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is incredibly vapid and boring for the most part.
Yeah, this
And
is
it
like.
It's my eyesight, but
This is oh god. I don't
Um,
know if it's a good thing that pastel games are becoming more and more standard. Because, like, I really think that the art style is good as long as you, like, utilize it correctly. But we'll have to see.
problem is it's not so much the color palette; it's just that there's a lot of games that look like it. That said, this one's sort of doing a what's the name of that? It's like a
What?
pastel WarioWare rhythm game esque thing.
I think I said this is like. This is like
This is like
what is that? Bee and Puppy Cat. It's like Bee and Puppy Cat, but a rhythm game.
not quite Parappa the Rapper. What are some other rhythm games that are kind of like mini game esque like this one is?
That's a really.
oh, you're
specific
talking
subgenre,
about
actually.
WarioWare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
WarioWare, or but that's not a rhythm game. Wasn't there one that came out that was like this? It was like you had to have a box to go with it.
A
You had to tap on the
box.
box. Yeah, it came out on.
I'm
The
not sure.
Donkey Kong?
Oh,
No,
the Wii.
the Donkey Kong game had drums.
It came out on the Wii. You had a cardboard box that came with the game, and you folded up the box,
I'll look it up.
and then it had places that you had to tap on. You put the controller on top of the box so it could feel the vibrations.
Unless you're talking about the thing for the Switch that was like you would
Yeah.
build various things, and that's the only thing I can think of like that. It's not the Wii though.
Yeah, and I'm doing a quick search. I can't find anything on the Wii that looks anything similar to that.
Rhythm Heaven is what it was.
Rhythm Heaven? Hold on.
Well, yeah, I said Rhythm Heaven at the start of the stream, or at the start of the melatonin thing. This is
Right.
basically just pastel Rhythm Heaven.
But yeah, Rhythm Heaven on the Wii came with a little box.
Oh, right, this one. Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, I
And you were
had no
supposed to
idea
tap
about the box.
Actually, I can't find it. Wii Rhythm Game box tap.
Boxu.
There we go. Okay. I found. Okay, I found some people reviewing it, so
Oh.
now I can be sure that it whether or not it's Rhythm Heaven.
Oh, gentlemen, there is actually
Oh,
someone at
it's
my
fine.
front door. Could you man it for a moment?
Okay. Yeah. Oh
Okay.
man.
Thank you.
Oh god, what do we do?
That one's Let's Tap. I don't know if that's the same game that I'm thinking of. Maybe it was Let's Tap. Oh yeah, I think I'm thinking of Let's Tap after all. Produced by Sega.
Let's tap. Oh, look it up. Let's tap Sega.
But I guess Rhythm Heaven's
Image.
probably closer.
Yeah. Oh, oh, that's weird. So you just use the box the game comes in, and then you tap.
Yeah, you tap on it, and that's how you do the rhythm game. Apparently, there's an iPhone version.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, definitely more rhythm heaven pastel than anything else.
Yeah, I thought it was Rhythm Heaven that came with like a cardboard box, but I guess not. Anyway, anyway, moving on from that.
We gotta wait for Curry to get back. So in the meantime, I'll read out some more things that we got that aren't really got any trailers to talk about. So first of all is Stormgate, the people who made what do you call it? Oh god, I'm losing it. What's it called?
Well, can you describe it?
Yeah, it's an RTS. It's really popular. It's made by Blizzard.
StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft. The people who made StarCraft and Warcraft are made. They left the company and made their own company, and are now making another RTS, which is apparently big news. It's not my genre, honestly, my least favorite genre, but I can still respect that it is big news.
What they showed
Um,
off in their trailer
Goats. Oh,
was what they showed off in the trailer.
they didn't actually show much. Yeah.
What they showed off does not tell me what type of game it is, though. We don't know whether it's going to be real time.
There was another trailer that showed that it was RTS. It was
Right.
like the best
Well,
way I could describe it. I'm pretty sure it was like XCOM, like
right.
Mario
Okay.
Rabbids. I think that's what it was.
That's a tactics game. That's okay. So what I want to know is how is it going to be? Because what they showed in the trailer with the little bit of gameplay they had looked more like a Command and Conquer game to me, or like a Halo War, as opposed to a StarCraft style strategy game. But I need to know what kind of strategy game it is before I get excited about it, right? And if they're
I
caring
think
about,
that there's
then
real, uh,
they should be
there's
leaning.
merit in getting excited just because of the developers.
Yeah, I understand getting excited because of the developers. What I've seen doesn't suggest that this is going to be like a spiritual successor to StarCraft, which seems to be what they want to do with all the like care that they put into the competitive side. If it's a tactics game, it's probably not going to have going to be as popular as something like a StarCraft. It's a different kind of game in the strategy genre. So I don't know. I have to assume that they're trying to aim for that, but what I've seen doesn't. I don't know. I have to see more first.
Beyond Stormgate, we have Goat Simulator 3, and if you have a good memory, unlike I do, no, there was no Goat Simulator 2. This is their way of poking fun of it.
Yeah, it's funny.
After that was Autopsy Simulator in the same vein as, but not by the same people who made Surgeon Simulator. We already talked about DNF Duel.
Frankly, obviously, it's more morbid. Just
Yeah.
autopsy versus surgeon, but yeah.
Yeah. If you ever played Arkanoid, there's now going to be in the same vein as Tetris 99 called Arkanoid Eternal Battle.
I played a version of Breakout on my grandma's Windows 95 when I was a child, and it was a free version, and it had 3 levels, and that was it.
I've gone back in time. What the hell?
I used to love Brick Break and Arkanoid and stuff like that. I would spend a lot of time playing those types of games.
Yeah.
It's probably why I've been enjoying Peggle a lot.
The
It's kind of
iPhone,
that kind of thing.
sorry, not the iPhone. The iPod, like the full-size iPod, the iPod Video,
Yeah.
came with a Breakout style game that you would use the wheel to bounce off of. That game was actually a lot of fun. I really liked that game.
Yeah, that was super fun. I remember that. I still have one of those damn things somewhere. Like, my god.
My
It's
iPod got
good.
stolen from me sometime in 2011,
Oh,
so
no.
I don't have it anymore. But yep.
Well, okay. I am
Anyway,
back.
welcome back, Curry.
I am back. Nobody panic. Instead, talk about RPG Time Legend of Right.
All right. Now, I don't know. I know Curry wasn't excited about this. I don't know about Dosha, but personally, this game was probably the coolest thing I saw in the Nintendo Direct.
Legend of Right, is that like Phoenix
Oh,
Wright?
why isn't it playing? Okay, there we go. Sorry, E10, everyone.
So, you'll see another game similar to the style this goes for, but this looks so good.
There was another game
You're just
that came out similar to this.
Yeah, we'll
Or
look at that
show.
trailer after this.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily not excited for this. Like, again, this just strikes me as one of those games that if someone was like, hey, you want to try this? I'd be like, hell yeah. But,
It's really clever looking.
yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it
but-
looks really. Yeah, I might buy this day one as well. I'm not sure exactly. The next one, I'm absolutely buying day one, though.
Okay, so I will go ahead and I'll change this up because like I am a big fan of like animation and like experimental kinds of things. I like stuff like this that melds a whole bunch of different genre together every now and again. So maybe I will give this a shot. Definitely not day one though. Like I would get this if it went on sale for like a lot off. Like
Well, you have good news. It's on sale 8/18. It just said it right there.
It's
Ba-da-ba.
jokes.
gonna start a playthrough of Trigger Witch in a few seconds.
I got you. Why are some of the hold
Okay,
on.
so the next one,
gonna check.
bring it over to
Don't mind me just doing background
yeah,
things.
Plucky.
Okay, all of the rest of them are looped.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
You should
So
try-
this is a game that's kind of the same thing, but it was done a lot better.
Yeah, this is Devolver.
This
So,
was
I
yeah,
think this
shown in the
one's
Devolver Digital Showcase.
I think this one has some superficial similarities, but I think they're very different games.
yeah,
And I think they're going for different things
this looks
stylistically.
Yeah.
weirdly more polished because I'm like the other one looked fine. There was nothing wrong with it, but I'm
Yeah.
like this one just looks way more like
Like,
thought out.
when you first see this, you think, oh, this is cute. You play on a little storybook, like, oh, that's nice, that's cute. But, like, is that it? And at first, that looks like that may be the case. There's even a cute reference to Punch-Out. But then, your character says, but what if outside the book? And then we play a Link Between Worlds.
Mhm.
So it just looks really good. Me and one of my friends are gonna buy this day one.
I could definitely see this being like a wonderful game. I think originally the feeling that I got from this was like, oh god, what the heck was it? Or maybe this was the other one, because like so many like, how do you call those games? Like edutainment or something like that. The games that they used to sell you like direct from the school or from like a fundraiser that were like supposed to be educational and fun.
Such as, but
Yeah, and they've just like completely removed all of the educational aspect of it, and they're just like, let's just take that aesthetic and have fun with it. Like that was
This
the
was-
original thing.
Like this has definitely got a nostalgic feel to it.
Yeah.
it's way more polished than those types of things, though I don't really see it.
Well, yeah, no, like the feeling I get. I'm not saying like one-to-one aesthetic, but like this
I
is
guess
like
so.
schoolyard kind of like games and that kind of thing. Like I don't know why. That's just the vibe
like
I
how-
got from it personally.
I just noticed his sword is actually an ink pen.
Yeah, it has like a little well in the tip.
Oh,
on it,
I
yeah.
didn't notice that.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is Plucky Squire. It does look really good. Again, a game that I would gladly pick up if it went on sale, or I suppose if it gets highly recommended enough to me by people who play it, I would get it. But like,
I think it'll
looks
probably
cute.
be fine as a game. I more appreciate it for what it's trying to do rather than what it seems to be doing. You know what I
Now
mean?
we can talk about the
I don't
new
wanna
free
talk about
update
it.
to Skatebird. Everyone loves
I
Skatebird,
don't
right?
wanna talk
And
about
Curry's
this.
new favorite character
I
in
don't wanna
Skatebird.
talk about it.
Waffle-
I'm so
That's right, they're
mad.
doing a crossover. We're finally getting a new crossover character in Skatebird, and who could it be? What bird could it be? That's right, it's the fucking crewmate from
God.
Among Us.
God is
Among
dead
Us.
and we killed him.
Among Us.
God is dead and we
Us.
killed
Why
him.
did they make him so thick when he does a flip, though?
I
I
will
don't
say
know.
once, I've said it again, God is dead and we killed him.
My favorite species of bird.
So,
I'm
so
just
yeah,
like,
that's that.
the mere existence of this crossover angers me on a level that I did not think a Skateburb crossover could anger me ever. Frankly, the concept of, quote, Skateburb crossovers never entered into my head as anything that I would
Yeah,
actually dedicate any significant brain
and
power
if
to.
you're doing a crossover, why is it not a bird?
But this just makes me, like, the only fun that I came up with in response to seeing this, just to help quell the rage, just to help quiet the voices, because this legitimately made me freaking angry, was then questioning, so wait, this is about Skateburbs. Does that mean that the Among Us are bird people?
The crewmate.
Are the
I
crewmate
suppose
bird
they
people?
must be. We don't know what they look like underneath that. We only
Yeah.
know what the imposter looks like underneath the
I'm
costume.
just like, I'm not watching it again. I can't. Instead, let's actually talk about something that people are interested in.
We'll just have to wait for the.
Both of you had this on your list, actually.
Yes, that's true. We both
I had
did.
it here mainly because it was something I knew that people were excited about. I don't really care.
Why did
Dude,
you have it on your list? Okay.
Okay,
Because it was the same vein as some other things I had on my list.
Fair
okay,
enough.
dude. All right. So listen, I owned an N64 when I was a kid, and there was also a daycare center that we went to that had an N64, and I had a bunch of friends who had N64s too, and hang out at birthdays and stuff. Uh, and one of the most popular games at the time was Snowboard Kids, and nobody's ever made like a kart racing snowboarding game really since Snowboard Kids came out. You still get kart racers, of course, but you don't get slope ones. And you've got snowboard games up until like the GameCube era, or maybe even a little later. Maybe you got them
No,
during.
there's been snowboard games since. Not
Yep,
like creative ones, but like realistic ones.
Yeah, there's been like sim style ones, sporty games. There was the Ubisoft Extreme Sports open world game that came out a couple of years ago. That's really been it, though. It's just been like snowboard sims. Nothing really arcadey like this. But finally, after what's probably like 20 years, we're finally getting another one.
It's
And
been
here it is.
hot
You can be a
minute.
capybara. You can be birds. You can slope. You can ride these slopes. You can fire missiles at your friends and destroy your friendships in doing so. It's amazing. We haven't gotten one of these in a really long time. It's exciting to finally see another one.
I wonder, it's like, you reckon that it's like some kind of knock-on effect of like the pandemic or something? Like people and creators just like looking for genres that haven't really had an installment in a long time and just trying to
No.
make a new one?
No, I think it's the rule of nostalgia. Nostalgia runs on a 20-year cycle.
That is fair. But like,
Or has a 20-year incubation, I guess you could say. And now
this is
finally we're
just...
getting games where people are like, do you remember the N64? I do, so I made this game.
I mean, it does look really fun. I like racing games. Like, kart racing games. Not like cars racing games. Like, screw that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Give me,
didn't you say earlier you don't like sports games?
Give me Hot Wheels, fuck Forza. But, like, it's like this kind of thing I can get into. Like, Mario Kart, super fun. This kind of thing is really just cool to, like, just whip out a party or something. You, like, just set it down. You're like, hey, who wants to play, like, Mario Kart, Slope Crashers, whatever. It's super nice.
I'm down. Totes down.
Yeah.
But this isn't the only N64 specific nostalgia game coming out. One that's not on
Yeah.
Yeah.
GoldenEye remake, not remake, but
Agents.
spiritual.
So there's a GoldenEye, what do you call it? Oh god.
Oh yeah, and we're also getting a Glover remake. I don't think that's on the list.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay. Well, I'll
yeah,
talk about
Glover's.
that.
So
Like,
Um,
god dang.
N64 nostalgia is hot right now. Is the point?
God, I didn't
yeah,
really
Agent
even
64
think.
Spies Never Die. It looks exactly like GoldenEye. I mean,
Well,
I follow a lot of GoldenEye speedrunners, so I know they're excited about it.
Yeah.
one major difference: it is much easier to turn the camera up and down in this new version than it was in the original GoldenEye.
God. I remember trying to play the original GoldenEye. I think it actually got, like, brought out at a. I think that one of my teachers in high school actually was like, everyone passed their final exams, so I brought an N64. Beat me at Mario Kart and you get, like, a candy bar or something. It was, like, super chill.
Wow.
And then after that, he was like, I also have GoldenEye, and everyone in the room's eyes just kind of turned, and everyone crowded around an N64, and we all just played GoldenEye. It was super, super fun.
For the time, that'd be a really violent game to have at a school.
High school.
Yes, well,
Not
even
really. It's like 10 years ago. It's an
Oh, okay,
N64 game.
right. I guess in 2010 that would have been fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's not like they like
I thought
brought
you were
out
saying
Doom at elementary school. It's like, hey kids, do you
But
want to
like,
kill Satan?
it's 2004. My teacher just brought GoldenEye to class.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
oh no.
Oh, that would be like so ballin', but yeah, that would not have flown.
To be fair, our high school principal was an avid Halo player, so I don't know.
Oh wait, was he really?
Oh yeah, he played students.
Oh,
Beat a lot of students at it.
oh my god, I remember him. He was so chill. I remember one time.
I don't remember his name, but I kind of remember what he looked like.
I remember his face very well because there was one time where someone on Facebook decided to post, it's like, hey, this person died, and this person was me, and I was very much alive. So when the principal found out about that, he kind of called me out of class. He was like, what the hell is this? And I explained, like, I don't know this person. They just said this. And it was like, oh, do you want to go on to, like, the loudspeakers at the morning announcements tomorrow to tell everyone you're not dead? It was like,
Okay.
I was very sheepish in high school, so I turned him down. But looking back, I would have totally done
Yeah,
that. I should
yeah.
have totally
Yeah,
done that.
nowadays you would have went to the loudspeaker and said, "I lived, bitch."
No, I would have like written a script out. I would have tried to be as funny as physically possible because that is a golden ticket opportunity.
Write your own
Because
eulogy.
his dick was this big, but it wasn't. It was the size of this walnut, except way smaller.
Okay, we're getting off topic. Let's move back. But yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that about him. Okay, so moving on. I think that's everything that we wanted to talk about, unless we missed something. Well, like individually. And now we can move on
Let me
to
double check. I
Nintendo if there's
do
nothing else.
believe. Oh, there was
Let's
one last
see.
individual thing. They are doing Resident Evil 4, but again this time.
Right. I forgot about that.
Where's Gordian Quest? When did I add this to my wish list, and
No idea.
why?
That is a valid question.
Is
Well,
this
like,
a new game?
honestly, look, okay, so they're remaking 4 from the ground up, and I don't know if it's a good idea or not.
Oh, I saw that at the sale. Okay, yeah.
I'm just
We're
like,
good.
I'm fine with Resident Evil 4. I played a little bit of it. I've never beaten it, but it is very important to people. It is widely considered the best Resident Evil game, I think. I don't think that that's just talking out of my ass to say that. I'm pretty sure that's like a fact. But they're just completely redoing it, and it looks like they're trying to keep very faithful to the original. Like, you know, they changed character designs. People complained because they changed the design for the girl. And I think people also actually complained that they changed the design slightly for the main character as well. But, you know, it's a Resident Evil game. They upped it to make it look closer to Resident Evil Village in, like, detail and spec. And they also announced that in addition to Resident Evil 4 being remade, they're adding a mode to Village where you have like the over-the-shoulder third person that 4 is famous for having. Well, maybe not famous for having, but known to have. So it's kind of cool. I'm not that big of a Resident Evil fan, but for those Resident Evil fans out there, that's that. Oh wait, wasn't there another one that we said that we were? Oh yeah, Glover. I mean, there's really nothing to say about it. They're just like re-releasing Glover.
Yeah, they're just
in all its glory.
Yeah, Glover is such a neat game.
Like, it looks fun. I would gladly play it. I think I tried to play it when I was younger.
Mediocre platformer, but I'm glad people are excited about it. It's definitely got some clever animation ideas there.
Yeah.
I remember some of the commercials vaguely, barely, like they're really fuzzy, but
I mean,
I know that I saw commercials for them.
I remember going to like video rental shops when those were still a thing, and when they had N64 cartridges, I saw a Glover a few times, and I was always tempted to get it, but I never did. Oh well, now is my opportunity to make up for that. But speaking of Nintendo, so Dosha, would you like to explain to us why Battle Network is a big deal?
So this is a big deal because... Sorry, give me a second here.
You're good. Clear your throat. And Jackie.
Sorry, I just finished the point.
Why is the kitchen on fire?
Let's talk about Battle Network.
Yeah.
So earlier this year, Nintendo announced that they are closing the 3DS and Wii U shops. There will be things on there that can no longer be purchased. One of the main things that you would want to buy before it is gone forever was the Battle Network games, because these games, while originally released on the Game Boy Advance and and also the DS, and are therefore still playable on their original platforms, do not have the extra bonus downloadable content that was available to those games at the time they came out. But it was available on the Wii U version. Now, the Wii U version of their DS library sucks because, for whatever reason, they decided that they wanted to... what is it that they did? They... let's see, the Wii U had both of the DS screens on the television and neither of them on the gamepad for reasons beyond my understanding.
The Wii U was a very big mistake.
I think the Wii U was a bunch of small mistakes is what happened, all right? It was fine as a console.
I disagree. It was so bad.
Okay.
It had good games. Like, it had a couple of really good games, but, like, the Wii U basically feels like they wanted to make the Switch then, but couldn't.
That is excellent. You are wrong, and we can talk about it why later.
Okay,
but,
fair enough.
These games are definitely a cult classic, and I definitely was considered buying them, but I ran out of time to get a card, and, well, I guess I didn't completely run out of time.
No, you can still get a card.
Yeah, I've got like a month left to buy it on Wii U.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to. We've got a collection coming out for the 6. It has, for the Switch, it comes with all the games. I've never played any of these games, but I've always wanted to because I watched the TV show when I was a kid, the Battle Network.
Nice.
What was it Mega Man NT?
I
watched it. It was like one of the main things I got up on Saturday mornings for was watching Mega Man NT. And now I can experience it as an adult without having to hunt down the original cartridges or having to buy it on the Wii U, which I don't know where my Wii U is, so I don't know when I'd be able to play it, and also it would not be as good of an experience because of the way they have it set up on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the Wii U shop closed before. If memory serves. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure... I know the Wii shop is closed, but I'm pretty sure they closed the Wii U shop as well.
3DS and Wii U at the same time.
Oh,
so
okay. Okay.
You could not... Yeah. So what it is they use the same point system. You could buy things on their network using the same currency. So what they're doing is they shut down credit card purchases from new currency amounts on... at the end of May, I think it was. And then they're shutting down all purchases through that at the end of August, I think.
I think what they said was you can
Yeah.
still like go onto your account if you have like a linked Nintendo ID account. You can add funds to your account and still buy it like that.
Until
But
I
August,
got
yes.
an email from Nintendo saying that I still have funds. I need to spend them now or lose them forever.
yeah, there's
Hmm.
like very few games that I want to get off of the 3DS shop. And honestly, this coming out, I'm not a huge Mega Man fan. I'm sure these are fine games, and I'm sure I'd enjoy them if I played them. But the one thing this has kind of made me question is, should I really be rushing to buy anything on the 3DS shop? Because, like, it feels like they'll try to port them. Because, like, I guess Nintendo, well, everyone here is being very good about, like, getting certain games, like, very popular ones at least, that can justify it. But, like, should I get that one Shin Megami Tensei game, for example? Like, will they re-release that for the Switch or
Well,
something like that?
so it's not that, like, you can always still hunt down the cartridges, right? The
Yeah.
main thing you want to be concerned about are games you're not going to be able to buy otherwise. And probably the biggest thing you could do for a 3DS is buying the digital only Pokemon remakes for Gens
Yeah.
1 and 2. You buy those, you have those forever. Remember, the 3DS can play 6 different generations of Pokemon games.
Yeah,
So
it's a Pokemon
Yeah.
machine.
the only one you can't do is Gen 3, and that had a remake anyway. So
Yeah.
you can play pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing I wanted to say about this game is I played one of them. I think it was the first one on a ROM a long time ago. It wasn't my thing. I don't really like it, but I can still, again, respect this is a big news.
Yeah,
mhm.
it's very big. But yeah, that is Mega Man. What is oh, hold on. OBS put itself into the background for some reason. Wait, shit, are we still recording? Yeah, we're still going. Okay, it just minimized itself for some unknowable reason. Okay, back to it. Next one is just... This one is so weird. I really, genuinely
I'll
don't
have the most to
understand
talk
how
about for
this
this
is
one.
happening. Like...
So not only are they remaking Pac-Man World, they're remaking Pac-Man World, and that's the most important thing that you need to know. I watched a speedrun of this. I think it was Speedrun Games Done Quick, Summer Games Done Quick or whatever. One of those two. And I remember loving the gameplay that I said maybe I'd play it someday, and maybe this will be the time I do. Because this looks like a really fun game.
Yeah. Like, frankly, I don't know if this has any business looking as good as it is. Because I'm just like...
Yeah, it's Pac-Man.
It's Pac-Man.
Like, come on, man.
It's fucking Pac-Man. Look, you've got Dig Dug. I just noticed this, actually. Hold on. Wait a minute. Right there in the cage. Isn't that Dig Dug?
Well, that
No,
is
that's-
Dig Dug.
This Dig Dug.
Yeah, that's Dig Dug.
I mean,
Look, he's right there.
no, that's
Oh,
Among
that's-
Us. It's
what the... That's a dog.
It's an otter.
There's a...
Oh, it's a dog.
It's a
Okay,
dog.
the ears. You can't see the ears.
Yes,
Yeah.
as Pac-Man knows, we are all very familiar with the Pac-Man otter.
Are
Also
you
known
not
as-
familiar with the Pac-Man lore?
No, why? The deep
I
lore
gotta
of
say-
Pac-Man? Yeah, fam. I spent
The
like
deep
42
lore of
hours digging it
Pac-Man.
up.
We'll do a 24-hour stress stream talking about all of the deep lore of Pac-Man and
I'm
how it
just
relates
like-
to Final Fantasy VII.
I'm way more in for this than I thought I would be when I first realized what it was. Because, like, it looks so bad. But then you start noticing the gameplay, and you're like, oh, this actually looks really fun. Like, this reminds me of, like, Mario 64 and, like, that kind of thing, kinda.
Yeah, it has that kind of a feel.
Like, it has that
If I remember
N64
correctly,
adventure
the
game.
original had a really bad control scheme, so hopefully they fix it.
I mean, if they're re-releasing it and re-upping it...
This game. Oh gosh, hold on. Now that you all, I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh, odds and bodkins.
I wouldn't even be able to tell that this was a remake if it wasn't explicitly stated, because it just looks so polished.
It really
From
does,
this.
doesn't it? When
It
did
looks
this
like
come
a
out,
game that
actually?
would've come
Yeah.
out. What? It was an N64 game, I'm pretty sure.
Was this N64?
The original Pac-Man
look up.
World? I think so, yeah.
Oh god. I thought like maybe GameCube or something, but I actually never looked up what it was originally. Hell, hold
Pac-Man
on.
released in 1999
Oh, okay, so it predates...
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's
on
on
the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1, okay.
Ooh, alright. That's pretty
Limited
good.
run games.
Yep, don't mind that. It's not
Alright,
up, it's
now-
not on the program.
Are
This,
they
however,
finally-
is...
Now, this looks so good.
I love this. I fucking love this. Again, I
It
am
certainly
a
looks-
sucker for aesthetics.
I can agree that it certainly looks.
It looks.
Yoshi doesn't like art games. So it looks really good. It's like a co-op, like story-based adventure. It looks pretty fun.
Like, it's kind of reminiscent of a, oh god, what is it, Fox and Hound, a little bit, in, like, the tone of it, but it's really nice looking. Like, look at it, it's so polished. It's
Whether or not
really
it's
good.
good, I think depends on how much it's trying to emulate Brothers.
Yeah,
Or how close it's going to be to Brothers.
I guess that's fair, but, like, just looking at this and looking at the gameplay, which I thought I pulled up the gameplay trailer, is this yet another trailer for it? Okay, but at any rate, there is a gameplay trailer for it, and the gameplay looks really nice. It's one of those kind of like Journey-esque situations where I believe you can just be paired with like a random person online and you silently navigate the world together. So it
That'd
has
be
like
kinda
one
neat.
of those things.
It would be fun to play this with a friend. Like, what's that game called where there's the two characters in game are kind of like stitched together, like the art style is stitched together, and it's like
Unraveled.
divorce. Yeah, no, wait.
I think is it Unraveled?
It's like
Or
a
Yarn Boy.
it's like a. Hold on.
I am so sure it's Unraveled. I think, or maybe
That's the one where you're yarning and you have a friend who's also yarning.
is it
It
Intertwined?
Takes Two is what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Nix 2? Is that what you said?
That is not the game I was thinking of at all.
Picnics 2? What's Picnics 2? I don't think I know that one.
It Takes Two. Put on your
It
headphones.
Takes 2.
Hmm.
My headphones have been on the whole time. You've just been cutting out.
To be fair, he is right. You have been cutting a little bit, but it looks really cute. Like, this game looks good, and like just two-player co-op games are actually becoming way more popular in recent years. It's just a really nice one.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's true, but I'm not sure if it is.
It started with like what was that prison game?
Uh,
Inside?
I thought that's what It Takes
Oh,
Two is, isn't it?
No, It Takes Two is
Oh, It Takes Two is that new one.
yeah.
You're talking about specifically co-op narrative experiences. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could say it starts with that one. That was made by the guy who did he was pretty well known for Braid, I think, right?
I
Let's
think
see.
so. Yeah.
Braid.
But like we have that, we have It Takes Two, we have the Yarn game, we have this, we have. I don't know if I would technically classify the. No, it's not a co-op game. Never mind. I was going to say that game where you're like an Alaskan dog sledder and there's like a bunch of things, but I was like, oh right, there's no co-op in that. But
They're
So
re-releasing
there is,
Portal, and that has co-op.
oh
there's
yeah,
a list of
Portal. Portal's a good
games for
point.
PC.
Oh yeah, that's another big mention that we forgot. I mean, well, maybe it's not really that big of a mention if I'm being honest, because like Portal getting re-released is like not uncommon. It's a very well beloved game, so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that it is. However, what does surprise me is getting. We originally thought a re-release, but it turns out it's a sequel, and people are angry about it.
Yeah.
Monkey
Wait,
Island.
And
I found it.
understandably angry.
Okay. Oh, wait a
A
minute.
Way Out is what the game was, by the way.
Yes, thank you. That is what I was thinking of. But
They made another one.
So,
They showed one off this year at E3, and we didn't. Did we mention it? It was like A Way Out, but it's not exactly the same. Do you remember seeing it?
I have
I
no
remember
idea.
seeing it,
But
but I don't
know
remember what
it.
it's called. I don't know if we
I don't know
talked about it
what
last time or not. A Way Out was Prison
hold on.
Escape.
oh, okay. I looked. Yeah, okay. I looked it up. Now I know what we're talking about. You said it's made by the same developers.
I don't know if it's made by the same developers, but there's another game like it coming out. And I think they showed it off this year at E3.
Oh, the people who made A Way Out also made It Takes Two.
Oh,
Oh, that makes sense.
okay.
But there's a similar game coming out, and I don't remember what it was called, but we saw it earlier. Well, I don't know. I'm just going to rely on the assumption that it was talked about in the first week. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
Whatever it is. Okay, now moving on. Take
Monkey
2
Island.
for Monkey Island.
On one hand, this is really
So-
exciting because Monkey Island is
Yeah.
considered one of the better point-and-click adventure games ever made. It was made by LucasArts and Tim Schafer way back when. That was like it wasn't the height of his popularity. That would probably be like around Grim Fandango, but
Yeah.
this was probably one of their big early successes, and it kind of charted the course for this style of game for the next 10 years, or I guess next 10 years is probably 5 years. The genre wasn't popular that long, but anyway, it basically set a course for this type of genre
Yeah.
of game for a while.
However,
And however, this remake, the art style is it's not the original
people are vocally
this
mad
is a
about this.
remake.
The
Oh, right, this is-
original art style looks basically like classic Disney films, like
Yeah.
hand drawn, looks really nice. And then we get to Kroger's animated ad star.
there
Like
was-
it looks so bad.
Yeah, feel free to go back and look at. It's on Steam. The Secret of Monkey Island Special Edition. That's a remake of the original. It's just the original art style, but it's been enhanced, basically. The second game also got remade. I think it was a little bit different. They did a stylized, more stylized version. This one's kind of, I think, a sequel.
It
So
is.
there's 4 Monkey Islands games. This would be the 5th one. But
So I actually heard a story about this that is so unfortunate. So everyone is really well, not everyone. Some people are just like, fine. But so many fans of Monkey Island basically looked at this and they were like, we are vividly upset about this. We are like vocally incredibly upset. And there was a developer who had been working on this game, who had like a blog. I don't know where the blog is, but it's no longer active because fans of Monkey Island apparently just straight up like were attacking this dude on his blog constantly, like just spamming him with messages, leaving really mean comments. It got to the point where this dude, who was just like really into his job, just sharing roadmaps and things like that, who was just enjoying having conversations with people, yesterday he just said like, no, I'm leaving. I'm not doing this anymore. Y'all can wait, and if y'all want to be rude, then go somewhere else. And he just turned off his like all the comments on his blog.
Wow.
Like, he had no other choice. Like, people are that angry about this that they're just randomly attacking people who have things to do with it, which is something you should never do.
Yeah, don't just randomly attack people unless they're directly. No, okay.
Like, it's...
don't attack people unless they are mildly unless they're not being negative about a game you don't like.
Like,
Obviously.
it's just... There's
Always
like,
remember, if they don't ship the ship you like, don't forget to dox them.
there's a limit between, like, constructive criticism and airing grievances and legitimately
Fair.
attacking
For
people.
legal reasons, that's a joke.
To be
For
fair,
legal
this
reasons.
is like an incredibly cheap looking
No, it is.
remake.
I'm not saying that they're wrong. I don't think this looks good, especially after seeing the third one.
Yeah, it looks like a mobile game. You've
This
seen.
this just looks so bad.
Yeah, no, I'm with
It
Tim.
reminds
This
me
looks
of-
like a corporate commercial.
It reminds me of like the type of animation that gets done in like AFK Arena. All right, it's not good.
Like, man, it's just so unfortunate.
I think
like,
AFK Arena has better animation.
And I mean, I'm sure that people will actually like get this and play it, and for all we know, like the gameplay of it might be great, and it's just the aesthetic. But it is unfortunate that it's kind of been stunted.
Like, people can say that graphics don't make a game all they fucking want, but it does.
Look, there's a difference between graphic and design.
In a game like a point-and-click adventure game, your graphics do actually matter quite a bit, since you're supposed to be examining the environment for clues and things to interact with. That's the whole point. So it matters in this case, and like they're trying to create personality and in these environments, and it's clear the things you interact with, and it just doesn't look good.
Like
it's
I'll be the devil's advocate and say, like, there are some things that look like really well detailed when you like break them down to like their design, but the actual aesthetic of it is, God, it's just really cheap. Like this.
Anyway, we've just been saying the same thing for the past 5 minutes, that it looks like shit.
Yeah, I guess that's just
the same thing for another 5 minutes if you like. I probably could keep going on about it.
I mean, why don't we go on about
Harvestella?
Yeah, how about we talk about? Oh, whoops! Hold up! Whoa, that did not. Wait! Hold! Hit the wrong button. Okay.
Speaking of aesthetic.
Okay, there we go. Now we're.
Oh man!
Do you like Final Fantasy? Do you like Squeenix? Do you want to, instead of going and killing the monster, you want to go farm? Well, Jesus, do I have the game for you?
Do you like Stardew Valley, but Final Fantasy?
Do you like Rune Factory? Do you like Final Fantasy? This is you are right in the middle.
I really like this watering animation.
Like, this whole game just looks so lovely.
Oh my god, look at the muffin!
Yeah, the muffin.
It's beautiful. Everything in this game is
This game looks so polished. I might get it. I haven't decided yet, but it just looks so good.
I really do want to play it.
It's so pretty. This game is so pretty.
I remember I had a lot of fun with Stardew Valley, and this is just better Stardew Valley, from what I can tell.
It looks very good.
They haven't shown off any dating yet, so that might be a turnoff for some people if you can't marry people.
And then it's just like, oh hey, you have this happy-go-lucky farming simulator? Oh no, how about the Season of Death?
It wouldn't be a Square Enix game without a world-ending calamity.
Yeah, it's like... it's definitely Final Fantasy.
The world-ending calamity.
I'm just sitting here like...
time.
All of it looks so good. When this opened up, it was right after another farming game as well. Doraemon is getting a fucking farming game for some reason.
Oh yeah,
and
Doraemon. Yeah. The anime that's got like 1,800 episodes that started in the 60s or whatever is getting a farming game.
Yeah, for no reason at all, and it's just like, what the fuck? And then this shows up, and it's
also, that logo is pretty. When it was in color, it was better. Never mind.
Square Enix does good work. Like, that looks so nice. I can't wait.
I have high hopes for Harvestella.
Honestly,
Tell me that you're a Square Enix game without telling me you're a Square Enix game. This doesn't even have Final Fantasy listed anywhere in its marketing.
Yeah.
It
doesn't have to.
Yeah, it's just like
even I didn't see the Square Enix logo at the start, and I could still tell that this was that. Like,
it's like at the
this
end.
right here.
It looks like, what if we made Final Fantasy XIV aesthetic, but we made it in modern day? This is what it would look like.
I'm just looking at this like, good lord.
The more and more I watch it, the more I'm considering getting it.
This also strikes me as yet another
I don't like the
games.
overworld that much.
Like, this strikes me as yet another one of those games where you can just, like, pick it up whenever you want and put it down whenever you want, and when you come back to it, it'll be just there waiting for you. Like, I
Yeah,
really love those games. I'm so
I
sick
don't
of
remember
live
exactly
service
what the
games.
context was, but I remember I was watching a video. It was a guy who played a bunch of MMOs, and he was describing an MMO that he likes, and he described it as, "I like picking up a game, and when I stop, the game stops.
Yeah.
I don't want to come back to a game a month later and the game continued without me."
See, I am more and more and more coming into that side of the argument. Like, don't get me wrong, I play fucking Destiny, Final Fantasy. I play all kinds of live service games, but in doing so, I have realized,
I will be
Genshin,
right back.
Honkai, just all kinds of live service games, really. But it just feels like so much. Like, that's one thing that I've really loved about us going back and
Yeah,
playing like Pokemon is just like when you play Pokemon, you save, you set the game down, and then like 4 days later you come back like I feel like playing this, and it's just right there. It's so quaint in
yeah.
its little
So
realization.
until like maybe until 2014, I had what do you call it? I had dial-up internet.
Yeah,
So I had never done live service games. So when in the past year I started actually playing like Fortnite, I was a very stark contrast to every time I wanted to play the game, I had to wait a day to download an update.
yep, yep. But like, my God, I'm just more and more into these kinds of games, like these self-contained games that are just trying to be games and not second
Yeah.
jobs.
You buy it, you get the game.
Yeah, that's
Like
exactly what I
I
want.
tried, oh, what do you call it? A new lead, not a new, with the Switch Animal Crossing game.
Yeah. See, and that's another one I feel like I would
And
just sink into.
I kind of liked it, but the only reason I didn't sink into it is because I'm not as creative. Like if I was creative, I could spend days building my own little house, but I can't think of what to put in there that looks good. I'll make
Mm,
my character look as cute as fuck, but beyond that. But the reason I got into Stardew Valley was not only was it a very like relaxing game, it was a very easy to understand one, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. Since we still have to wait for Dosha to get back anyway, I'll talk about this really quick.
mm.
Um, have you ever played Stardew Valley, Curry?
I have tried it, and don't worry, this isn't up. This is just sitting here waiting. But I tried playing Stardew Valley. I've wanted to actually just sit down and play it because like so many people like it, and it really strikes me as a game that I would really get into, just sink down into. Like I always kind of worry whenever I see these time sink games like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing that I will just do nothing else but that because that's a terrible habit of mine.
Can you pull up the picture I just posted into Dot, please? Um, so when I played through the game for the first time, I was just going through it normally fine, and then we got to the winter, and when I got to winter, and this isn't my pick, this is something I found online, the color of the crops gave me such a cool, or like a calm feeling. I felt like some
There, I think it should be
weed
up.
gummies just hit or something. And I asked my artist friend, and she said, "Yeah, that's what those colors do when combined."
Oh, this is what got you to understand color theory?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's adorable. I love that. That's really neat. Color theory is so much fun. I really enjoyed color theory when I went to the art school because it was just a whole bunch of like,
Yeah,
this
I
color
need
makes
to
you
learn
feel
it.
this
It just
color.
seems so cool.
It's a really fun concept, and it's
Okay,
just
one
so
quick
subjective.
aside. Is it a different? Yeah, is it different across different nationalities? Like, does a Chinese person versus an American person feel something completely opposite to a specific color?
In certain ways, okay,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
very,
cultural
very
concept.
complicated.
So, for
Okay.
example,
Well, now that Dosha's back, oh,
Go
like
ahead.
the Greeks referred to the sea as a
Yeah.
wine dark sea. What does that mean? That doesn't make sense in the modern conception.
Uh, Another one that
yeah,
I
that's
can think of off the top of my head is that like in India, specifically like Hinduism, uh, nobility and purity are symbolized by, I believe it's like blue, like sky blue. That's why you see so many representations of like Hindu gods that are blue, because that is a mark of that in their culture. So
That is actually very interesting.
yeah. Hopefully I didn't butcher that and get that horribly wrong, but I believe it is Hinduism, so forgive me if that was generalized, but I believe that is correct. So things like that do change it. However, like how colors make people feel, I mean, that's as subjective as basically anything. Like generalized, like warm colors make you feel like more energized, and cool colors make you feel more relaxed. But for some people, it's like the exact opposite, because it's just all of it's subjective. Like the study of color theory is really interesting. But like red car go fast is a really funny example, because you just have like a Ferrari, and because Ferrari is something that's known basically all around the world, red. Are you gonna
Do what? Am I gonna say something?
I think
Josh?
What?
Okay, we're just not gonna draw attention to that and move right on.
Draw
But
attention
no.
to what?
Color
what happened?
theory.
I didn't see anything.
It's okay. So color theory is a really interesting. It's just a really interesting thing. So yeah, but let me see here. Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
Yeah, that's the last thing.
All right, here we go.
Say.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So
boys
there
and
was one
girls.
final reveal right at the end of the Nintendo Direct, and that was, well, here's the Persona logo. So everyone was thinking, wow, we're getting Persona 5 on the Switch. That's great. Oh, hi, really shitty 3D model of Morgana. How are you doing?
Oh
And
my
that's pretty much how
God.
everyone felt for this entire start of this trailer.
A year
And then
and a half it's been since the 25th anniversary of Persona, just everyone poking with a stick saying, do something. This is what everyone was thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah. And wait, hold on. Wait. Pause. Did he just do the Salt Bay thing?
Yes. That is the... I love that character. He's great. Oh my god.
Anyway,
But
so they
yeah.
announced Persona 5 Royal coming to the Switch October 21st.
However,
but that's not all, because this little Morgana isn't the only one here.
Hello,
We've also
Teddy.
got this thing.
Teddy.
Yay.
Persona 4 and
They've
also...
also announced Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable, all coming to the Switch. Those last two are coming at unknown times. Once they all release and we get a triple bundle pack, I'm gonna buy them all.
Yeah, do it. Like, all of these games are wonderful. I love the Persona series. I've never played 1. I tried to play 2, but 3, 4, and 5 are wonderful. The only thing I will say,
Yeah.
again, confusingly, why is it not FES? Why is
okay.
it portable
My
and
friend
not
was trying to
FES?
inform me. Portable is upgraded.
It is in one way, and it is not in another. Like...
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, you get options. You get to pick the girl character. That's really all that matters.
That is basically the one big change from Portable. The other one, all the other ones are significant downgrades because it was originally for the PSP. So, like, Persona 3 proper actually has, like, explorable 3D environments like Persona 4 and Persona 5 do, but for Portable version, you don't have that. You just have, like, a map that you go to and you interact with specific things on that map in order to do them rather than, like, walk up to a person and talk to them in 3D. Like, I get that technically you can still play Persona 3 FES just on, like, consoles because it's actually pretty easy to get. I picked up an actual physical copy of it for, like, $25. Would you mind not watching videos in the background there, Dosha?
Why are you in? Hold on. Here, I'll fix it for
Yeah,
you.
no,
Okay.
we don't hear any. I don't hear anything from him. His
There.
mic. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, hopefully that doesn't come through on Discord, but at any rate,
I mean,
I didn't realize I was.
Yeah,
But
what are
at
you
any rate,
talking about?
I was apparently in his stream. But at any rate, yeah.
Uh, uh,
So, yeah, Persona series
Bales
though.
apparently has a computer case that she's making.
uh,
I was looking at
I
the
do
video.
have one question about this though for you, there, Curry. I thought about this yesterday or the day before. Is this gonna run well on the Switch?
Sure, I see no reason for it not to.
Well, I imagine that
Fall
the
Guys
Persona.
doesn't run well on the Switch, so
I
that's why I'm
imagine
very hesitant.
Persona 3, Persona 4 will be fine. Persona 5, they will probably have to visually downgrade to some degree.
It probably will be a visual downgrade, but considering it runs on the PS4, like everyone is like, "Oh, Persona 5 Royal is like the big fancy edition that they released for PS5," but in
Is it?
reality, it was PS4, PS5. So
Wasn't the PS4? Is PS4 the same? Let me think about that for a second.
there would probably be a slight visual downgrade, but probably just downgrading the resolution, I think, would be enough. Like, I really don't think that it'll have much trouble playing it. If it can run Doom, it can run Persona 5.
I guess we'll find out. I'm probably gonna buy it on PC
Yeah, I
though,
guess it
just in
was,
case. But yeah. Uh, so yeah, I think that was everything then, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
God,
There's
we went through
not
that pretty fast, a lot faster
I'm
than I
really,
thought we would.
I'm really
I mean,
excited for Persona fans to play their favorite game for the first time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So does anyone have anything else they want to say, or?
Nah,
Oh, that is a nice background.
it is not up.
Oh, we're the only
Oh,
ones
okay.
seeing it.
Yeah, you're the only ones who can see that, don't worry. Just cute anime
Okay.
girl on the beach. But anyway,
That's wait, you don't know who that is?
as a VTuber, right?
Yeah, that's Pecora. Okay. Anyway, anyone got anything to say?
Nah, I'm good.
Buy our merch. We don't have merch, but go buy it anyway.
Okay.
What is our merch? Wait, we're gonna sell a bowl of curry that has a carrot in it, and what about you?
Okay, the stream's over.
How
Alright,
are you
bye
gonna be involved in
everybody.
this?
Bye. Wait, no, hold on. I've got one last thing.
Oh god, I am hovering over the stop button.
Okay. So this, with very little exception, we have yet to see anything come out of EA, and we have yet to see anything come out of Ubisoft yet this year. But basically, E3's done, right?
Yeah, more or less.
We probably won't have any other big news thing happen until probably either the end of July or August when Gamescom starts. So E3 period, it's over. What did you guys think of this year's E3 experience? Not E3 experience.
I think this is one of the best E3s that I've seen in a while. Honestly, a lot of games I'm super excited to get.
Frankly,
it felt
yeah.
it felt a lot more put together than most years. I think there's too many. I hate to say it, there are too many video games.
There's a lot. However,
Too many companies, too many video games.
this is
Some of
going
these
to be...
people have to start working together to try to coordinate, so that they don't have like a bunch of overlapping titles, and maybe they should combine showcases. Some of these smaller ones, like we didn't need a Guerrilla Collective showcase and a separate Future of Play showcase and
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, I really
a
didn't
Freedom
mind
Game
it.
showcase.
I didn't mind it so much. I actually kind of liked that it was like more spread out because it just gave you something to look at every day. But at the same time, I
The
kind
main
of...
thing is like we see Frog Gun 5 times. We see some other
Yeah.
games like 4 or 5 times. I don't remember. I'd have to actually go back and look at the conferences. There were too many overlaps. I got really bored. I didn't get bored last year. Of course, last year we were somewhere else, and there was other things to care about
Yeah.
aside from just the video games. So maybe I didn't feel bored for that reason. But you know, video games are cool, but when you see a lot of the same type
They
of video
are.
game, you're gonna get bored.
I mean, yeah, which is good
Uh,
because I think they're putting more variety into this at least.
I'm glad that we can have devs to make all these cool games, but I feel like if you're going to do a showcase, you should be a little more choosy about what you put in your showcase.
Uh,
That's all.
I
And
don't
then
know.
you should try to speak with someone. If you're like in an indie collective or indie publisher, then you should probably communicate with other indie publishers or indie showcases and try to coordinate what it is that you're going to be showing, so you're not showing the same thing 6 times. The
Yeah,
large,
we didn't talk about this, but there was one. I think it was on the Wholesome Showcase. We
Yeah.
watched a trailer for one game, and then directly after that was a trailer for a better of the same genre.
Yeah.
yeah, there was
I mean,
Harvest Moon and then Harvest Moon, but Australia and it's in 3D.
realistically, personally, I think the only thing that was really missing from this E3, and this was satisfied somewhat with the indie showcase, but no announcements from Nintendo is really annoying because they have like so much still in the pipeline that we know nothing about or know very little about. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's not
Breath of
that
the
big of a
Wild
deal.
2 when, you cowards.
I mean, they'll take as long as you want with that. Please just show me like a 5 second teaser of Metroid Prime 4 though, so I don't lose all hope. I don't care if you take another like 3 fucking years to make it, as long as it's a good game. Just assure me that it's still in development. Okay, I think now we'll go ahead and end the stream. Does that sound cool with everybody?
Um, I just checked. Metroid Prime 4 has a release date on Amazon. It says it's releasing December 31st, 2022. So
That
probably
is
not.
that is a preemptive release date.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably see, um, because like we didn't really have a Nintendo General Direct, right? We had specifically a Pokemon trailer that
Yeah.
came out separate from any type of direct or anything. They just dropped the trailer without a direct, which is strange for Nintendo. But then we also had um, their partner showcase, and usually they only do that before they're doing a direct, but we haven't heard anything about a direct. I
They
guess we could
might.
expect one in the middle of July for the
Yeah.
summer showcase, but at this point, I think if they're going to have anything to show, it'll be the fall. They'll probably do one like in the beginning of October or towards the end of September, and that'll be like the big showcase that they'll have, and that'll be the one where they have all the really cool stuff, like for Legend of Zelda, which is supposed to come out in spring,
I think.
and
Yeah.
they'll probably talk about Metroid. They'll have Pokemon there. Do we have any other big holiday releases that we're aware of for Nintendo?
I don't know when it's releasing, but there's also like Bayonetta 3.
That's true. I haven't heard that
Yeah.
one in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm sure one day it'll come out.
Hopefully. Okay, bye.